56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media. Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts on AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. All things diesel for over 26 years. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Whoa! Hey, everybody. Welcome in. On a Friday. Yes. Yes. Friday in the Family Leisure Studios. It's a pandemic.
Still?
What do you mean still? How is it going to not be?
Oh, okay.
It's going to keep being a pandemic.
Oh.
Yeah. It's going to keep being a pandemic until it's not, which is going to be for a while. So get used to it. Just call me Peter Pandemic.
Pandemic Peter?
No, Peter Pan. You know Peter Pan.
Okay.
That's the.
Okay.
You get
I
it?
see what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Took you a second.
Took me a long time.
Yeah,
I would have never thought that. I would
no.
never connected disease to somebody who wanted to be a child forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good time to be a child forever.
It is.
Welcome in. I'm Peter Pandemic. This is that's our good friend CJ. Hopefully it doesn't hurt.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, your name is not appropriate
No.
in this
No.
in this troubled time we live in.
No.
Why don't you change your name to CJ Help during this little bit?
I'll think about it. I'll confer with others in the family and see if we want to do a family-wide name change.
We look for the
help.
helpers this time. In
Yeah.
this time, right now, and right now you're not being a helper.
No. Being a herder. Or being a hurt.
Just being a hurt.
Just being a hurt.
Well, one guy that's always helping, mostly himself, to be fair, but still, at least financially speaking, he is, of course, the deacon of the dollar. He is legendary in the quarantine. He has no problem if there's meat shortages out there because he's not eating any of your meat anyway. So what do you care? They're not out of quinoa. I'm going to tell you that right now. They ain't out of couscous. There's no run. Go get as much as you want. And that's probably what he's doing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Deacon Stacks himself. Do we have the deacon ceremony or is it postponed indefinitely?
It's postponed for the time being.
That hurts.
Until the virus gets under control.
Okay. But you're still a deacon, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Deacon Stacks, ladies and gentlemen, that is Zach Boyd. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. It's a Friday.
Fabulous, in fact.
It's a Friday, but
it is a Friday.
Thank
you for you're right.
It doesn't have that Friday feel.
It's a payday Friday, too.
It is a payday Friday. But it still doesn't have like that Friday feel of like the weekend is here. This is gonna be great. It's just for a lot of people, it's not gonna be great.
No. It's the weekend and Friday and all that stuff doesn't mean what it used to probably.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, we're all like I said, we've all kind of developed this thing throughout the course of time. This whole we're all here. We have this mindset that we're all in, so we just have to kind of we stick in it. We do the best we can, and we'll help you through it. Today, as you make your way to work, again, I can report that it's just a lot of people out there, and I don't like that. It disturbs me. I mean, everybody's got to do what they got to do, but man, I just don't get the impression that we're still locked in on this thing. It will happen. It will happen soon enough that we will be, but.
It's happened in California, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's happening increasingly in a lot of different areas where there is a full-on lockdown. You can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know that Mayor Strickland, who was on yesterday with Greg and Eli, did do an emergency declaration that closed down bars and restaurants and sit down seated areas and that kind of stuff in town. I do think that's a good step.
Mhm.
But we got to keep pushing on that. And he strongly recommended, for example, that worship services be. But again, either you got to do the whole thing or you got to not do the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I know it's a tricky subject to infringe upon, worship services, but those are large collections of people. Many of them older. That's just exactly the wrong thing to do at this point in time. I mean, it's not easy for anybody. That's a big sacrifice. I get it, but if you keep kids out of school, if you keep everyone, you got entire industries that are suffering enormous problems and layoffs and everything else. Don't undo all that. I mean, this is a huge sacrifice that people are making. I don't think people realize the amount of solidarity that we're already seeing from people around this country. Like, everyone is coming together and sacrificing their own economic well-being and their own family's economic well-being to get people safe, to keep people from getting sick. I mean, there's a lot of this going on, and you don't want to undo that by then going on Sunday to a big, huge gathering of people.
Yeah.
Like, you're undoing all the sacrifice that people are making on your behalf. It's selfish. So we everybody's making sacrifices, man, and it's what we have to do.
The Catholic diocese, I think last week, maybe early this week, it feels like weeks are becoming like months. So time is foreign
weird.
to me
I agree.
right
Time
now.
is totally weird. Right now.
But recently, the Catholic diocese in Memphis announced that they were going to suspend public service and public gatherings, and I know that a lot of the smaller churches really rely, and churches in general really rely heavily on the tithing portion of service to keep the doors open so that they can continue to give the word. Find another way for your people to give, though. Just for the time being until we're in the clear, because like you said, you don't want people to be self-isolating and then only to go to service of 60, 70 people at 8, and then those 60, 70 leave and 100 more come in, and then that 100 leaves, and then the big one pops off with 150, 200. You don't want to be doing, want to have that happen, because like you said, it'll undo all of the self-distancing and all of the self-quarantining that we have put in place as individuals. So consider finding a way, churches, for your members to give, and even try and find a way to give them service in a different way, be it video or audio. You send them an MP3 and let them listen to it, whatever you can to try and keep these numbers of large gatherings down.
Yeah, like what CJ said, because I know with my church, we're doing a Facebook Live church service, and in my mind, I'm kind of curious to see how this works, because I mean, you can't. There's a lot of things that you cannot replicate in a service, but I mean, for the time being, I mean, that's just this is just how you gotta operate.
I wonder how many people are gonna catch the ghost, like Facebook Live, catch the Holy Ghost, just flipping down the kitchen, flipping in the dining area, shouting.
Is that? I think it's possible, right?
I think it would be kind of dangerous. Usually, there's an usher there to hold that person as they're catching it.
Yeah.
But if that person is not there, I wonder what's going to happen to the person catching the ghost.
That's a good point. Yeah. No, you got to stay safe out there, everybody.
Put a helmet on. If you think you might catch the ghost, put a helmet on, put some elbow pads on. Get to a safe spot in your house where you're not going to damage
that should be mandatory before the service starts. It's just everyone's got to wear a helmet and pads, and just make sure that if the spirit hits, then you're ready.
Hits.
You're ready for it. You're ready for whatever happens. I think it's obviously a tough thing to ask folks, because I mean, everyone that relies on it so much, but you're the whole point of all of this. I mean, again, we saw And we have seen already, and every day pretty much, new industries crushed by this. The hospitality industry absolutely getting crushed. So many restaurants, because they are no longer doing sit-down service, their wait staff is pretty much not needed. And some restaurants are trying. I'm sure all of them are trying as hard as they can to do what they can to keep the staff. But that's really, really financially difficult to do. So in that circumstance, those people are getting laid off, and these are people that need money. A lot of them working, shift to shift and paycheck to paycheck, and they don't have that money anymore.
Yeah,
that's a sacrifice that's being made by them, by their employers, by everyone. And to me, the least you can do to honor that sacrifice is to just stay the hell home and don't get out in these things, man, because these people are giving up. This is, in its own way, I don't think we've come to grips with all this yet, but these sacrifices that are being made are similar in scope, and it's going to be similar economically to the sacrifices made for World War II, and for when you saw entire industries converted over to war production, and you saw a whole different group. Women were in the workforce in huge numbers because men were typically overseas and soldiers in those kinds of roles. You'll see an entirely different workforce here. People will be brought in, but they're doing stuff, man. So honor that. And you texted me yesterday, said, because people now, the biggest step to help stop this whole thing is to test, to figure out who's got it. We've talked about how it's just a huge fiasco that we've been so far behind in this country in terms of developing tests, the number of tests, the amount of tests, all that stuff. We are way, 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 way behind, South Korea, way behind China, way behind other countries. We've been negligent in that regard. It's starting to see a little more availability of tests, and some of those are in drive-through areas around here. There's one out. There's one out in Arlington. There's another one out, I think, East Memphis, Christ Community, and then there's another one. There's the one in Arlington. I forget the Women's Health Associates, something like that. And I think it is in Arlington. But then you said that you encountered the one that the Memphis and Shelby County Health Department is putting up. That there's a big tent over in the fairgrounds.
Unexpectedly, the wife and I wanted to. We've been inside for about a week now, and going a little stir crazy. Wanted to just get, because you can still walk around. And keep your distance, but we wanted to get out and just walk around. And so we decided we were going to go Tiger Lane. We like to look at houses and stuff when we walk. So we decided we were going to park at Tiger Lane and walk through some of the neighborhoods in Cooper Young and do that loop. And approaching Tiger Lane, it is okay. I'm used to being able to just turn, get on Tiger Lane, hit one of those rights in one of those parking lots, and then park right there, boom, cross the street, and everything's good. But everything is blocked. Fences, cones, cement blocks, just blocked off. And I'm going straight for a police officer. And it's, oh my gosh, I don't like this situation at all. I wish I knew how to turn around. And so he gets out of the car and he just walks up and says, "Hey, we're not testing." It's like, I don't want to take tests. Last test I took, I failed. I don't want to do that anyway. Thank you. But what is this for? And he tells us this is going to be one of the testing sites. And right now they're doing trial runs. They're doing practice runs to make sure everything flows and runs as quickly as possible. And so we ended up finding a place to park, looping around, parking on Tiger Lane further up, and just walking through Cooper Young. It was a ghost town. 2 or 3 joggers, a couple of people walking their dogs, and that was it. And we were out there about 45 minutes. Made the loop back, didn't really see many people out and about, and it's just the times, man. It's different.
Well, you can get out and get out and walk. Me and my wife and kids did that yesterday to kind of just walk around, like you said, just to kind of get out, and there were people in our neighborhoods walking around, but it was.
Some of it might have been the time when we went. Also, we were out there. Everybody wasn't off of work. It was really like late lunchtime when we got out there, about 2:30, 2:45. But Cooper Young is still pretty active.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people from Baptist or is that Methodist Region 1 and other businesses up and down Union will come there and have lunch. And even if it's a late lunch, business meetings are taking place there in some of those establishments as well. And there was nothing.
Yeah, I think that's the part that when you ask those businesses and you've now got mandates for them to close, I think it's only fair that we spread that to everybody as much as you can, because they shouldn't there's going to be some businesses that are going to be disproportionately affected just by the nature of what they do, but we need to honor that sacrifice that they're making as much as we possibly can. There's a GoFundMe. It's on my Twitter. I saw Alan Creasy, who was a bartender over at Celtic for a long time. You know Alan very well, I'm sure, and a lot of folks do. Alan is a fixture at Celtic, and so they had to let a whole bunch of staff go, and including him, and he's been there forever. So he linked a GoFundMe that is run by Edible Memphis, and they're setting up a fund to help displaced servers and wait staff, folks who have been laid off, who need to tap into an emergency fund for their day to day. And I donated to that. I think you should consider doing it as well. These are folks that really would need it right away. If you're in a position where you can, that would be one to definitely do. They need it. They need it big time. These are like folks that you just see every day when you go to the bars and restaurants and stuff, man. They're the ones that are out there helping you out. They're the ones that are out there doing their jobs, and hey, you would give a nice tip. Your budget for going out is significantly reduced now because you're not going out. So pop a few bones in the plate to help them. I think that would be something that would be worth checking out.
And this is a part of that sacrifice that we've talked about, and it's not just sacrificing what you're doing. Most people like to be out and about, and it's not just that sacrifice, but it's also I'm not going out and about, but I'm still going to spend similarly to if I would be, so I can help out the people in especially the hospitality industry. Help out. I feel like everybody has their favorite local spot to go to.
Of course.
And because Memphis is a small, big city, that local spot probably knows your name, and you know what's going on in that spot. You know the names of the servers and the bartenders and the restaurant owners, because we're all connected in some way. So definitely reach out and help them out to the best you can in this trying time.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. Also, a lot of folks like our friends at Central Barbecue are modifying what they do to include delivery. Central Barbecue, I'm sure this was not something that they'd really considered or planned or thought about, but I know that they have added delivery to the mix for a lot of folks that are within a reasonable distance from one of the 4 locations. They have a map and they have kind of a radius and stuff. So you can check their website at cbqmemphis.com and CBQ to find out more. But they do have a kind of an area where each one of the 4 stores will deliver. And so, they in addition to the curbside pickup, which, they've gone to like everyone else has pretty much. That's the only way that you can really do it now, where you drop stuff off right at the curb and you come up and pick it up. And, to make it as simple as possible and as germ free and, virus spread free as possible. That's how it has to be done. But I give Craig and the crew over there a lot of credit, because they're just like a lot of these places, man. Everyone's just trying to adapt. These are completely uncharted waters. Not even a month ago was anyone even dreaming of anything like this. So all these businesses have had to make huge, massive overhauls and changes in the way they do business. Overnight, like we've had to, like a lot of places have had to, and so they're doing their best to be flexible and adaptable in this time, and they are certainly an institution that needs your support and deserves your support. And oh, by the way, food's great, food's awesome, tastes even better now because you have even more of an appreciation of it. I know, for my part, being holed up a little bit, when you have like a little bit of a better meal, when you have the rare home cooked meal with the stuff that you might have on hand, it's like, whoa, okay, this tastes a lot better. Or you give yourself the treat to actually go pick up something like Central Barbecue.
It hits different.
This is something cool. So yes, something to consider. So just if you can, I understand where the times that we're in and all that. So obviously we take all that into consideration first and foremost. But if you're in a position where you can you do it and you're going to need that for your family, I would suggest you check out the folks at Central Barbecue. You can go to their website at cbqmemphis.com, eatcbq.com, and you can find out more information from there about what they're doing. But I would suggest you check that out. We'll come back. We'll continue with this discussion here in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you, Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Your Memphis Tigers football program completed the greatest season in program history with 12 wins, a conference championship, and a berth in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Season tickets for the 2020 season are on sale now and start at just $100 when you buy 4 in the family fun zone or $150 for end zone seating. Get your season tickets by May 15th and receive a free gift, concessions deals, exclusive access to regular season and postseason tickets, and more. Get your season tickets today at GoTigersGo.com or call 901-678-2331. Memphis Tigers football.
Napa know-how.
Right now, only at Napa, AAA members get a 20% discount. So you can avoid getting stranded on the side of the road by picking up some quality parts like batteries, brake pads, and more. Meaning you can prevent the problem before it ever becomes a problem. Bravo! That's 20% off for AAA members. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 3/31/20.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Fiveash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Get it up. We're not stopping Funk Friday, right?
Nope.
You can't stop the funk.
When is it acceptable to wear white again?
When is it acceptable?
Yes. Because after Labor Day, you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. So when can we start wearing white Only asked because inadvertently I'm in all white.
Not really. You got a white shirt and grayish pants. You can wear a white shirt pretty much anytime you want.
Okay, cool.
And your pants are not white. So,
But see,
I don't think these are white.
those are definitely not white.
here's the thing. It isn't
Those are whiter than like some other pants.
Zach, these pants white?
sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're not white.
I can't tell. Okay, listen. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like a gray.
But isn't
Concrete.
every day after Labor Day? Like what's the guidelines to that?
Well, this is true. In a metaphysical sense, Zach, you are correct. In as much as, if you were to go east forever, you would end up actually, west of where you started. And that is true that any day is technically after Labor Day. Even the day before Labor Day was after the previous Labor Day. So that is true. So, yes, in that sense, you're correct, which means that you should never wear white, apparently.
right.
But in another sense, I think it's spring.
Okay, and spring
Feels like
was
it's
yesterday.
a spring thing. It feels like
Okay.
it's spring through summer. You can wear white and springy and excited, exciting things like that, and then after that, then you're good to go. But I'll be honest with you, I am not by any stretch of the imagination a fashion guru.
Okay.
So I am not to be trusted on anything related to clothing or what you should wear, what you should not wear, where you should go, or what you should. I am not to be trusted in those categories. Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley. 2 years ago, Offensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Now cut by the Rams. And then this morning, signed by the Falcons. According to ESPN and Jordan Schultz. 1 year deal. Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
So Devontae Freeman out. Todd Gurley in. Upgrade or not. CJ Hurt.
Yeah, upgrade. Not by much, though, but it's an upgrade. I saw this happen, and my first thought was, like, Bill O'Brien, you could have just traded Hopkins. If I would assume everybody would be interested in getting a player like DeAndre Hopkins. You could have sent him to L.A. and picked up Todd Gurley. I know that Gurley has the knee situation and the knee issues, but still, using him as a two-down back is pretty good. And I feel like we have jumped on Gurley because his numbers weren't or aren't as phenomenal as they were that Offensive Player of the Year season. And so we're on him. Also, there's some concern about his knee. When is that going to finally give out? But listen, man, you get him. The Falcons got him for a 1 year deal. So, like, come on. And it's definitely an upgrade over most running backs in this league still.
This is why, for the record, I am always, did I say always? Always on team don't pay running back. Because this is Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was like the cock of the walk. He was the big man on campus. He was the dude, right?
Right.
He walked around and, strutting and strolling because, he was so good and so important to a really powerful and potent offensive attack. Fast forward 1 year, that offensive attack not nearly as potent and powerful. Issues come up, whatever it may be. And Todd Gurley now is no longer worth the price of admission. It's no longer worth that contract that he signed, and they have to get rid of the guy. It didn't take very long. It doesn't take very long at all with running backs. And this is why you can't pay them, man. Because or if you do, you better make sure that you have an awareness of how that thing is going to be structured, and there better be a 1 year, 2 year, there better be a way to get yourself out of it, because the decline in running backs, or even the modification of your system so that the running back is not as important, happens quickly. It happens real fast. We've seen a lot of dudes go from, top to bottom real fast. Like Adrian Peterson's another guy that was like, fantastic, amazing, and then just dropped right off. I mean, he had some off-field stuff that kind of, certainly affected that. But, I mean, it's happened with a lot of dudes. And now Gurley's the most recent one.
I'd pay running backs because a good running back is something that can make everybody's job easier on the offensive side of the ball. and you just have to be ready to shift your offense a little bit, to be able to accommodate them. So like Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, like those are backs you like, and you like them because they help in the passing game also.
Absolutely.
And when their time comes, that athleticism leaves them a bit, the speed leaves them a bit, I think you still have a 2-down back or even a 3rd down back in some of those cases. So you can still, and they're so good. They create so many mismatches if you have the right type of running back that it makes a quarterback's job a whole hell of a lot easier. Even a back like Zeke, who's not somebody we think of when we think catching the ball out of the backfield, his ability to bust big chunk plays really helps that Dallas offense, really keeps the defense on its heels. So I would pay a running back, but this is about you as a coach now. You have got to be an adaptable coach and know, okay, he can't do what he was once able to do. I need to change some things up. Todd Gurley is not busting those big runs on those stretch plays outside. I may need to find a different way of using him, and I don't know what the deal was with Darrell Henderson last year, why he didn't see much playing time for the Rams, or use a different back to spell him more.
It does seem like this opens up doors for Darrell Henderson for sure. You would think. I think it's just a surprise, and it shows how you really have to keep your head on a swivel when it comes to the NFL, man. It doesn't take long, and the personnel decisions, particularly in those in backs and things like that, it's pretty quick. The decline and the change, and guys can emerge very quickly. In some of these cases, we see a lot of tight ends emerging very quickly based on these schemes. Now versatility is prized across the board. That Gronkish tight end who can kind of theoretically line up and give you some blocking, but can also slot out and go and be a wide receiver. You can move them all over the scheme. Big part of what most of these teams are starting to do now. That position becomes very important. And as you mentioned with the backs, that means that your typical back who's just a meat and potatoes, hand it off and go get them, but maybe isn't that much of a weapon in the passing game. That guy's not really out there. That guy's not really going to get a lot of attention. That's not going to happen, at least not right now, because versatility is the thing. You got to be able to go out there in the passing game. You got to be able to go and get that ball. You got to be able to deal with not just screen passes, but I mean, we're gonna motion you out.
You're running routes.
Yeah, we're gonna motion you out, and we're gonna have you out there, and you may take a receiver and motion him back into the backfield. I mean, that's schematically teams are becoming more complex like that. So guys have got to be able to do multiple things, and that's where the Darrell Hendersons of the world should emerge and thrive because of that sort of thing.
Yeah, they should. Tony Pollard, another one who should emerge. And I think that with Dallas, we'll see something eventually akin to what we saw with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, where you do have your 2-down back and Ingram for a season or two, and then you have this really explosive, really dynamic back who comes in and work him in there gradually and then bow. It is Alvin Kamara's team now in the backfield, and I think eventually it'll be Tony Pollard as the primary running back in Dallas because of that versatility and because of that skill. But there's always going to be a place, and that's the issue. Because you don't want to pay a whole lot of money, even though it's worth a whole lot of money, because you don't know when the fall is going to happen. Derrick Henry, there is absolutely a place for a Derrick Henry type of running back on everybody's NFL team, and it makes everybody's job offensively so much easier. Part of the reason that Rams offense hadn't looked the same is because Todd Gurley isn't the same type running back. So when you stick the ball in there on those play actions, it doesn't elicit the same response. When you stick the ball in Derrick Henry's belly, like, people are coming up because you have to honor that. You have to come up there and be ready to make a hit and make a tackle. But, when the ball comes out after that play action, the quarterback has the whole field in front of him to see. It's clear now, and you can make easier reads that way. So there's definitely a place for those type of running backs. The issue, though, if you pay him, how long, to your point, is he going to be able to be that guy before he falls off that cliff and he's no longer worth that money?
Yeah, I think that guy is great, but, I mean, that's a, a month later, it could be, he's not quite that guy. The last 4 weeks, he hadn't really produced. So now that sticking in his belly doesn't elicit the same response because teams aren't as worried about it. Also, what about your line? I mean, again, you have to make sure that your line is capable of opening up those holes. As good as those guys are, you can't get it going. It doesn't matter. Derrick Henry, first time he played the Chiefs versus the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, that line was not nearly as effective second time around, and neither was Henry. You can't. You got to make it's a whole thing, and that's where team building and all that stuff comes into play. And some of the teams are really good, and you can see them working in free agency. You can see them working over the last few days of just kind of very steadily building and making sure that they've got things showing up. And you've got other teams that are very reactionary and who take big swipes and the big pretty oh, look at that balloon, I'm gonna try to get that that, and they chase those kinds of things and overpay or make weirdo trades. Bill O'Brien. Or sign all Patriots, Detroit and Miami. I'm looking at you guys. Exactly. Because of your former connections and all that stuff. Ridiculous. Free agency kind of exposes some of the folks. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about more announcements in the NBA, and it seems as though that the league, obviously like everybody else, shut down, but whether it's because they're getting more tests or what, I don't know, but the virus seems to be more infiltrated in the NBA than in a lot of other places. There are some folks who have announced themselves that they are positive. We'll discuss that and what that means going forward as we continue with a quarantined edition of Sports 56 Mornings.
QE?
What are you?
Zach is getting it over there.
Yeah, what are you doing over there, Zach?
Stretching out my wrist.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were dancing.
It looked like you were conducting something. I was wondering what was happening over there. That's right. QE, not to be confused with the financial QE, the qualitative easing. We're not doing that, although government is. We're just doing a little quarantine action here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Yeah, so Aiden's coffee spot is really undope. They asked what they can get me, and I'm like, the code to the bathroom. Stop trying to sell me something.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Also, the Wi-Fi password was too hard to spell, and I can, totally spell stuff.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
They didn't have any cups out for the free cream, so I just drank it out of the pitcher.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered, and they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why.
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together.
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Is a little higher.
No?
No. Too soon, B.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Corona is a little virus.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why not?
Corona makes you a little sicker. Is that funk? Also, I like the song.
I guess you could describe it as funky, certainly. Okay. I don't know that I would say that's necessarily funk, but there we go. So we knew about, of course, one of the very first people to deal with the COVID-19 coronavirus situation in the sports world was Rudy Gobert, who tested positive, was kind of the patient zero of the whole thing, really, and that his positive test spurred the NBA into action, shut down the whole league, which then domino effect shut down most everything. There you go. Donovan Mitchell also, boom, positive as a result of that. Reportedly not thrilled with Rudy Gobert.
Yes. Which,
can't
again,
really blame him.
If I licked my hand and touched all your stuff, Peter, and you got sick,
I'm gonna tell you, if you lick your hand and touch my stuff, even if I don't get sick, I'm not gonna be real happy with
okay.
you.
Okay, cool.
But if I get sick, I'll really not be happy with you. So, yes, that's true. Christian Wood, also. Kevin Durant.
And 3 others with the Nets.
And 3 others with the Nets. Yes, that's true, CJ. Marcus Smart now added to the list.
Did he catch the corona or did corona catch Marcus Smart?
That's a great question. I have to check the replay on that one. I don't know.
All right.
Can we replay that and see who caught who? He's got it, though, one way or the other. They're in a relationship at this moment, the two of them. We also have 2 L.A. Lakers who are players. Some of the phrasing on these things is interesting. We know it's not Danny Green, I believe, but you don't know who it is. But some of the teams, the organizations are releasing information, and they'll phrase it as members of the organization, which could include, of course, coaches or executives or any number of people within the building. Other places like the Lakers are saying it's just players, and just that's who it is. 2 unknown players, 3 unknown members of the Philadelphia 76ers organization, and an unknown Denver Nugget organizational person.
Okay.
All of them having tested positive for the coronavirus. That is, by my count, 14 different people. Do you think that the NBA is just disproportionately testing, which I know has been a source of controversy for some folks, that they've had the capability to test entire organizations when in a time when you can't even go get a test for, really symptomatic regular folks? That, for example, the Nuggets, they have waited and went through the normal channels, and so they didn't know anything, until now, because they had to go through all the proper channels. Whereas the Nets apparently were able to get everyone tested, whether they were symptomatic or not, in the midst of all this stuff. 2 questions. 1, do you think it's disproportionately affecting the NBA, or is this just a matter of the NBA having more access to tests? And two, do you think that this is a legitimate concern and a point of major criticism that the NBA that some of these organizations are testing more widely than regular folks?
One, no. When you test, you find more cases. And that's the deal that's been the case in South Korea, China, Japan, Italy, wherever you go. Once you start testing, you get a better picture and you realize how many people are walking around with it. So the fact that a lot of cases are popping up in the sports world from the NBA, I feel like is because the NBA is doing a better job than most testing and getting tests available for everybody. And it's hard. That second question is hard. And this is capitalism. And if you don't rock with the wealthy, the rich getting things before you're able to get them, you might need to rethink your stance on capitalism, because that is exactly what this is. This is, hey, we've got the money to go out and get things done privately, so let's go ahead and do that, and we don't have to wait on anybody else. Local or national government doesn't have to get involved in our case. We can go get it. And so, yes, it's
like there's a lot of wealthy folks who are now trying to buy ventilators their own way.
Yeah.
Just because, hey, I got to take care of myself, and I got the money to do it.
And capitalism lends itself to more of an individual a person more concerned about their own individual success. And so
greed is good. That's the mantra, right?
Can never have enough. You can't. And while I don't like it, I can understand other people not liking that the rich, the wealthy are able to get this done. If that is how it gets done, then I'm fine. Like this is, what are they supposed to do? Not test for it? They have the means to test. Go out there and test. What I would like to see is them, say, hey, you know what? We're going to use our means, our pull on an international stage, because these are governors of teams. They have other businesses. They have business connections outside of the country. I would love for them to say, not just, hey, you know what? We're going to pay Miss So-and-so's, who is hourly, we're going to pay her salary while there are no games. Don't just do that. Say, and in addition to doing that, I'm going to use what I have from a business standpoint to help get testing, not just for my team, not just for my franchise, but for our community. I would love to see that happen as well. But again, if you're upset about players getting tested before everybody else, rethink your stance on capitalism.
It is interesting that there are a lot of people, a lot of businesses out there who are extremely vocal about capitalism and how important it is, and are now the same ones who used all the money, like, for example, your airline industries and stuff, where the money that they received in a bailout just 10 years ago, they accrued a great deal of profit and a great deal of cash on hand, and use that cash to buy back stocks in order to manipulate the stock price and to enrich the upper ends of their ruling class and their management, and now are hands out again asking for more money. Well, when an individual person does that, they are typically referred to by a lot of these same people as, oh, you're just asking for free money. Oh, you got your hand out. Oh, you want some money? We want some money from the government.
S-word.
Oh yeah,
you got socialists.
These welfare people. Oh, it's unbelievable. The food stamp programs. And you got the one hand, you got people trying to shut down food stamp programs and other welfare programs. People literally needing that stuff to eat and to do their best. And you got by the same token, you have entire industries with their hands out, trying to get free money and trying to get free stuff. And you have the idea yesterday floated to buy equity, and the government buying equity in these businesses. I mean, that's far more socialist than anything that we've talked about. It's just interesting that's where we are. It's just interesting that everyone wants qualitative easing. We just talked about your quantitative easing that we talked about with the idea that basically the government's just printing a little more money. Well, that's more or less a wealthy version of basic income. That's just we're making sure you get a little extra access to this money that we're going to throw out there for you. But would they do that for everybody? Not so much. That's the frustration thing about as you say, it would be nice if a lot of these, we've made a big deal about not taxing the extremely wealthy. It would be nice if the extremely wealthy in a time like this would appreciate having not been taxed to that large degree and would voluntarily give that amount of money, which is a significant amount of money, not like, oh, I'm going to write a $1 million check, but I am actually worth, several billion. Well, that's like me writing a, $50 check. Like that's nice, but that's not really going to get it. It'd be nice if you'd write a, hundreds of millions of dollars and really go after this stuff. And if you really believe in that sort of thing, and if you think capitalism has a good heart, then that's what would happen. We'll wait and see. We'll see if it does. Did the Nets and those other organizations, did they use their largesse and their money to go and get tests for other people, or did they use it to get tests for themselves?
They use it to get tests from themselves, and the whole watch this hand while the other hand is doing something else. We're going to pay the salaries for everybody on staff, hourly workers. But hey, we need help.
And by the way, we're only going to pay them for like 2 hours of a shift, and there's a lot of strings attached to all this stuff, and as ever. But then meanwhile, we're going to go and I mean it's a I think you're starting to see the man behind the curtain, so to speak, on a lot of this stuff. The real goings on.
Man behind the curtain. Was it a Vaz reference?
Okay,
just wanted to make sure I caught it. Okay.
Oh yeah, got the wizard hologram smoke, and then there's just one guy back there. That's kind of where we're at right now. And then you got these senators that are giving big speeches to their private donors about hey, this is going to be actually a lot worse.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Like, hey, this is real.
And oh, by the way, I'm going to also sell off
get out of here,
millions of dollars of stock in doing it. They criminal. Criminal. You want to lock somebody up? There you go.
Yep.
So, in times of crisis, you can see people reveal themselves in times of crisis. And a lot of people are revealing themselves right about now. We'll talk about that. One guy who's getting creative in times of crisis is Adam Kramer.
Oh, he's a great Instagram follow, by the way.
Yeah, he's got a new gig he's doing. We'll talk about it during all of this. We're going to talk to Kramer next as we continue here. Sports 56 Mornings with Peter and CJ. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Hey, sports fans, you already know about the great steaks at the Butcher Shop Steakhouse, a Memphis tradition since 1981. They specialize in hand-cut aged beef right over that hickory charcoal. But did you know the Butcher Shop also has great seafood items, from fresh Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, pan-seared red snapper with sautéed shrimp and Cajun cream sauce, Canadian cold water lobster tails, crab stuffed shrimp, homemade lump crab cakes, and a whole lot more. Oh, and don't forget the Fresh Burger Fridays for only $8.95. Come in, enjoy a fantastic dinner at the Butcher Shop. You call the Butcher Shop at 901-757-4244, or you can visit the website at butchershop.com.
From now until March 29th, the Butcher Shop is offering curbside to-go orders and giving 10% off for all guests who use this service. The Butcher Shop, 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova, 901-757-4244.
Hilo Commercial Services can help protect your workplace and employees. Call Hilo Commercial Services today to help mitigate the dangerous effects of the coronavirus and the flu virus. Hilo offers complete deep cleaning and sanitizing services for schools, churches, medical facilities, office buildings, residential, warehouses, and more, all customized to your needs. Put safety first with Hilo Commercial Services. Call Philip right now at 901-277-6733. 901-277-6733. It's time for Hilo Commercial Services.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1, and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
At Victory Auto Sales, that's victoryauto.org. We always ask our customers what they want most of the used car.
I want a car that runs when I turn the key. Don't want my appointment over there just waiting on me. Buddy. Throw away the cable. You'll never be late with one of our cars because they are just darn great. I want a car that runs down the road, that doesn't leave me stranded while it's getting towed. I want brakes on my car so I can stop when I'm driving too fast and when I see a cop.
They want a car that starts. They want a car that runs. They want a car that stops. Victory Auto Sales, 901-380-5800. That's victoryauto.org. Check us out. We are at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike. In-house financing, of course. Generous credit approval. Of course, don't forget to ask about our layaway. That's victoryauto.org, 901-380-5800. Fill out the credit app online or come by or give us a call, 901-380-5800.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
When you're out there walking the street, you may compete. But now, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Untied dog, in a democratic society, ain't your average COVID-19.
Come on, man. This one of them dudes in them gold boots.
I mean, when this song comes on, all bets are off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody's getting picked up. Get out the way.
All bets are off, baby. Get out of the way. Might be you.
Well, it won't be either one of us.
Well, it won't be me.
It might be your girl. Definitely, probably be your girl.
Good chance.
Get away.
Welcome back. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you. Sports 56 Mornings. Here on a, well, it's not going to surprise you to find out it's a little bit cloudy. It's probably going to rain.
Oh, yeah, there's rain.
It's pretty much been raining for, I don't know, 90 days.
Feels like 40 days and 40 nights to me.
Oh, we got a plague of locusts.
Y'all are playing.
No, I know we do. We got
do.
We got locusts. So
we got locusts?
Yes, in Saudi Arabia and in Africa.
Yeah, we got locusts.
Stop.
I'm dead serious.
Billions.
Stop.
Yeah.
I can't handle this right now.
Yeah. I've not heard any reports of frogs. So that's the next step. We see frogs raining down. We might just need to
get right.
But don't go. Hey, stay away from those church services this weekend, though. I'm telling y'all.
Text it in.
Go online, man. You vibe online. It's good.
It said they're offering drive-up services.
Church services?
Yes. So
how's that work?
The pastor and the praise band is on an outside stage, and people just kick it in their cars.
I like it. Okay, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's nice.
So like a drive-in movie theater.
It is.
Yes.
The drive-in was open for a while, but then I think they realized, well, what happens when people have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, we were calling it drive-through also.
Yeah.
It should have been drive-in.
The drive-in theater is open, but it was open. Now it's not anymore. But, like, again, what if people had to go to the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, then you're right back to square one. If everyone wants to, bring a Gatorade, bottle, I guess you can, make that work to some extent. But otherwise, you're just going to have to all...
Have I shared with you my story involving Gatorade in a movie?
Do you want me? Let me bring Adam Kramer in so we can. Our friend from Bleacher Report, senior college football writer, Bleacher Report. Also, even more importantly, perhaps the project manager for our friend, the Golden Tee folks. Adam Kramer joins us now. Adam, before we get hot and heavy, CJ's got a story. So hopefully, you want to kick back.
I'm in.
Crack open
story time.
Crack open a beer at 8 a.m. and let's get started.
Friday.
All
That's
right,
right.
So check it out. It was like 2002, I think.
Okay.
Star Wars movie, the one where Anakin becomes Darth Vader. That one.
Spoilers. Jeez, come on.
Spoiler alert.
The hell's wrong
That
with
movie
you?
was out like 20 years ago. And I worked at Regal Hollywood 27. It's 27 different theater
The one in
rooms
Bartlett on or where is that one?
in Nashville.
Oh, in Nashville.
In Nashville.
Okay.
Remember, that's where
That's
I
right.
spent so much out.
Yeah.
There
There was a Hollywood on in Bartlett. That's why I said that.
It was at the time, I don't know if it still is, the largest movie theater this side east of the Mississippi and south of the Mason-Dixon line. So on a weekend,
What a weird designation, but go ahead.
that's the southeastern region, Peter.
I
So it's
suppose so. I
the
suppose
largest
it is.
theater in the southeastern region at
Wonderful.
the time.
27 theaters. Great.
All of them had Star Wars.
Well, that seems
and so it was
overkill.
no, it was packed. It was nothing for like a Star Wars movie or Harry Potter for us to see 10, 12,000 people a day on the weekend. Like it was
all 27 screens were showing the movie?
25. 25. And the other two, I think Shrek 2 was out. And so the other two had like Shrek 2. But Excellent. You go in and it's time to clean it. And the big one seated anywhere from like 750 to 900 or so. Mm-hmm. And so you walk into the big ones and you could just smell the body odor and the body heat. That's how many people were packed in there. So my job was to clean them up. And you people don't know how to eat popcorn the right way and refuse to throw your trash away. When you leave the theater, throw your damn trash away, please. It makes people who work there, that makes their job so much easier. But I'm up there, I'm sweeping up popcorn, I'm picking up stuff, throwing away your trash to get it nice and clean for the next group to come in. And I pick up a Gatorade bottle, and it's this weird yellowish color. And it's warm.
Oh,
and it's like, I've never seen this version of Gatorade. Is this apple? Why would somebody leave their apple juice Gatorade in the theater?
Hot apple Gatorade.
And I was like, and why is it hot? My thought was it was because they had kept it in their pocket. They were so focused on the movie, they forgot to take it out of their pocket, and so it was going to be warm.
How naive you
And
were.
so, yes, I was 16, Peter. What do you want? And so I go to my boss who's in there helping us clean. It was all hands on deck. I'm like, man, you ever seen a Gatorade this flavor? She's like, no. What is it? It says Glacier on it, but I ain't never seen Glacier's supposed to be purple. Why is it apple flavored? She's like, is it warm? It's like, yes. She's like, yo, you're holding a bottle of urine. It's like, oh, my God. You people are gross. In a packed theater, somebody just and recently did it because it was still warm. In a packed theater, you couldn't wait. You couldn't get your nerd ass up and go to the bathroom. No. God forbid you miss. You know what's going to happen. God forbid you miss Anakin, Han Solo. God forbid you miss them. Good grief.
I mean,
people are gross.
Yes.
People are gross. Yeah.
Definitively, yes.
Other people were sitting around him. Like, you know what the movie theater seats are like? Sitting right next to this person. And it's a him. It's not a this person. Sitting right next to him as he does this.
Oh, for sure.
And nobody was like, no, don't.
They probably didn't know.
That part's kind of impressive, actually, that you could execute this without creating a scene.
That
like
is impressive,
still gross. And, we're not endorsing.
No.
But still, given the circumstances, that requires a bit of skill.
Well, some people have that shy bladder where they can't pee in a public situation, but not this person. This person's ready to roll. This person's got the outgoing bladder.
You can't move in a theater chair without bumping into or slightly disrupting the person sitting next to you without that person noticing that you're moving. Sure, I like movies. I'm focused on the big screen, but if the person next to me moves to the other side to go to another armrest or reaches to grab something on the floor, it's like, oh, what is going on here? That everybody sitting next to this dude knew what was up, knew what he was doing.
I don't know. Maybe they're focused on the movie. It's loud. I mean, I don't know. This person could be there by themselves.
By themselves, Peter. It was like 800 people in there.
No, I'm just saying that not with like friends of theirs. Like
okay.
Just random people around them. And, who knows? Who knows, man? I applaud that person. Great job. Great innovator. Great innovation.
I don't.
Out there.
That was terrible.
That is gross. And I agree. Throw your trash away. It's
not the grossest thing I encountered at that theater.
I can only imagine that story. And I'm just going to imagine because our friend Adam Kramer has joined us.
What up, Adam?
And
what's going on, guys?
Adam, you are a innovative entrepreneur of this situation. I applaud your creativity. For those that don't know, Adam is kindly live streaming via Twitch. I think his jaunt on his own personal home edition of the Golden Tee arcade. Because of course, Adam is the project manager of Golden Tee and involved in so many aspects of the management side of it. But now, as a brand manager as well, you got to find some way to help folks pass the time when many of them are isolated and kind of you can't go out to the bars where you normally play Golden Tee. You can't do that right now. So you got to find a new way.
I'm enjoying this. Like I think I've streamed probably about 5 hours this week, and I'll say I do it probably more for me than anybody else because we're working at home, which is odd. I don't know what your guys' situation is currently, but it's been odd. But it's been better than I thought it would be. And so at night, you crack a beer or two. Last night was a few more, and but you play. So last night, though, quite literally, I played maybe the best game of Golden Tee I've ever played on this stream. Ooh. I mean, I think I had 3 holes in one game. And which was awesome.
What'd you shoot?
31 under.
Whoa!
I shot.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, 31 under I shot. I'm going to try and actually get the video. I posted all the different hole outs and stuff on my Twitter page because it was hilarious. I kept uploading to YouTube. So it's at Kegs and Eggs. If you want to see, like, there was a stretch of 7 minutes where everything felt like it was going in the hole. So, yeah, it's been fun. It's nonsense, and like I think the biggest thing is there's like nothing to watch. Well, there's a ton to watch because there's so many good shows out there. But from a sporting, baseless, just sit there and watch and don't have to consume anything, but actually just watch it. I wanted to do a little bit something different. I will say, without no sports is odd, and gosh, you guys are probably saying yes, it is, but you forget how much you lean on it. Like, let's take the tournament aside. Right, which is naturally one of the most entertaining, extraordinary sporting events we have, maybe the best one. But not having just something to lean on to look at, even if you don't really care about that sport, has been really different. And that's an adjustment, man. That is definitely an outlet for me that I took for advantage. I took for advantage. I didn't really know how much I'd miss it. I missed it a great deal.
So what are you doing to fill that void that is sports?
Well, the Golden Tee helps. Gosh, no, sports gambling stinks too. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I have a couple of buddies that are like in detox of sports gambling. This is hard. I'm playing Golden Tee. I am watching more shows. I still have a lineup. I have to finish the new season of Narcos on Netflix. There's a lot of great TV out there. I just finished The Outsider. I put a long list of shows on my Twitter feed too, if you guys are looking for something, because I will say there's a lot of things to watch right now. So if you're bored, it's not like you have nothing. There's some tremendous TV out there. That and drinking mainly. Yes, those are the two big things I think I'm focused on.
Well, it is interesting how those two things go together. Like the lack of, I know there's a lot of my people who are definitely suffering without something to gamble on, and also without anything to watch. But those two things kind of go hand in hand. But we are to the point now where there really is no like I know Vegas is shut down pretty much. Like, I mean, the Strip is shut down. Sports books are completely shut down. It's there's really nothing to bet on worldwide. As of like next week, I think that's pretty much going to be nothing left. If you want to, you're not even going to be able to bet on like, Aussie rules football or I don't know, Kazakhstani volleyball. I think it's pretty much it. Like I don't know where we go, where we got to bet on something.
We can't get to esports.
Can I give everyone just like a little head? No, because esports they all got to be in the same room.
Because of lag.
There's no esports. Can I give her? I'll give you a little clue in though. If you want some action, I know you guys like some action. Predict it. You can bet on like the presidential election. You can bet on some of the primaries. You can bet on that. So those things are still going on. There's still stuff happening.
People were betting on weather too. I saw.
Yeah, you can bet on the weather. You can bet on the weather. That's right. So if you need some action, go to Predict It, and you can start. You can bet on what you think is going to happen, and it's legal because it's technically a research project. But you can bet up to like I think it's like $850 or something like that. Tremendous work, everybody. Great work, everybody.
Did you see the videos of the Strip shut down? It's
crazy.
I'm sure it's out there. Yeah, it's weird. I mean that feels apocalyptic. It's just so strange. No lights, no people. I mean, that's probably the most striking image I saw. I mean, again, I talked to you guys. I was in New Orleans the middle of last week, came home because, it just had reached the point where it was getting, really uncomfortable and insane. That basketball game sort of triggered. I think that was like the first moment that sort of snowballed into something else. And then I'm sitting at home Sunday, was supposed to be in New Orleans, the night before, and watching Bourbon Street being cleared out, by like 7 or 8 police SUVs to go home. That was like a surreal moment. There's been like a series of just things I've seen that are not necessarily grand in scale, but are like, feel monumental in the time that I'm going to just have I think like embedded in my brain forever. You know what I mean? There's just beyond the situation itself, which is, almost unfathomable still. There's all these like little moments of like, wow, that happened. And they keep getting larger and larger. And I mean, that's the part that has been really hard to wrap your hands around.
Yeah, it's a wild time. And just, I don't think Tuesday of last week anybody was thinking that it would be this, not just with the sports being temporarily put on hiatus, but now, dine-in restaurants being told, all right, we're not going to do that. We're not going to allow that. The governor of California forcing a quarantine yesterday afternoon. Like these are certainly times beyond our wildest imaginable dreams last week, and now here we are. And it's hard to find ways to keep entertained. And I know one of the ways that I am and the wife and I are board games, TV shows, and cooking. And last week we talked about some recipes, some things, fun things you could do with the kids. You brought up making pizza, and that's what we did last weekend was made homemade pizza, which was as always, was a delight. But what else you got for us on that front, Adam?
So, all right. So, this is the first week working at home with kids. And I have to say, like, I was dreading this, conference calls, radio interviews. I mean, that's happening, right? If you hear just a child burst in and screaming, it's
it's okay.
I'd say that's more likely than not. It's better than a coin flip, okay? At this point, let's prepare ourselves.
Can we take odds on that?
You know what I did, though? I mean, I find that we're doing, like, group Lego sessions, okay? So my daughter is 5. My son is 3. My 9-month-old, he's not quite there yet. But what we're doing at night, we're buying, like, big old Lego things, and we're kind of putting it together collectively. I enjoy it. I mean, there's something, I don't know.
I love it.
Legos are deeply satisfying.
Yes.
So it's
where are you getting these Lego sets? What are we doing? What are we working on here? So I'm in the market. We're doing a lot of Lego building ourselves here. So
sorry. So 2 days ago, it's the only time I think I've been out in 5 days. At Target, they had the classic Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse boat.
Seen it, the black and white one. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
yes.
So it's like an 800-piece boat, and it's really cool, and it's kind of different. Again, this is all for me, and my kids can come along if they want. I'm whatever.
That's true.
So we kind of have, we're definitely big on the board games too, but also the Lego sessions have been fun because it's just kind of, you could sit around, you talk, everyone's sort of engaged. Legos are timeless, right? In terms of age, they just sort of capture everybody. And wife and I pour a glass of wine, and it's like a family Lego session. So that has been one. The problem, though, the weather here the last couple of days has not been great. I don't know. You guys said you got a lot of rain. Mm-hmm. Next week is supposed to be nice. I think that's going to open up a whole world of things to do. Like that, not that you're going to go over to your neighbor's house and shoulder to shoulder, kumbaya to the park. But even still, just being able to get outside. It poured here yesterday. It's going to be cold here the next few days. I'm hoping that because we've got sort of outdoor plans ready. So activities are strong, and food-wise too. That's like the end of day peak look forward to. It's food and Legos. It's actually, it sounds delightful when I say it out loud.
It does sound delightful. We have we watched the show Lego Masters. You watch Lego Masters?
Yes.
Lego Masters, tremendous. So you saw the episode where they built the bridge? You see that one? Okay. So we had a this is for those that don't know, Lego Masters show. It's on Fox. Will Arnett hosts. It's very good. It's like a reality show. They have people building to meet certain challenges with Legos in a certain time frame. It's excellent. If you like creativity and building and all that stuff, it's really, really cool. In the way the whole vibe of the show is good. It's just a good, fun vibe, great for kids and stuff. And so the one challenge was they had to build a Lego set or a Lego bridge that would span a 6-foot gap between these two Lego, and it was about the Lego beams were about, I don't know, like 3-4 feet high. Mm-hmm. And they had to build the bridge that would span it. And then the amount of weight that this thing would hold was how you determine who was going to win. And these people built, two of the people built one that got to 1,000 pounds.
What?
It's unbelievable.
And they had to stop because it was too dangerous to like keep putting weight on, because when it collapsed it would just go everywhere. And so they had to stop. But two people built in about 14 hours, I think. They built Lego that would hold 1,000 pounds of weight.
It's unreal.
Yes. It was in these other teams, one team didn't even get to 45 pounds. So that was pretty sad. But
that would be me.
Yeah.
That would be me.
But
you would just blow on it and it would collapse.
So I built as a result of that, but we got inspired. And so I built a bridge myself that held 35 pounds of books, and then my son, who's about 90 pounds, stood on it, and it so I got to 125 pounds of my own bridge that I built in my own Legos, my own making. So I gotta if I don't brag on myself, who will? To build an engineering masterpiece such as that.
That show is great, by the way. If you think you're good at doing Legos, watch that show, and you realize you are not.
No, these people are popping out like full-on dragons from nothing. Like, hey, let me build a giant city that's being attacked by snowmen and sharks, and like about 8 hours later, like it's just beautiful. It is remarkable. But I agree with you. Legos are awesome for kids and grown-ups. And yes, don't forget about that. And also, I would encourage you to watch that show. Also, jigsaw puzzles.
Yes, that's a good idea, actually, because anything takes a little bit amount of time that you're like committing to over the course of days. I think that's good too, right? We're going to have some time here, sadly, so we might as well get comfortable and find something we can stretch out in terms of fun and entertainment. So that's kind of our criteria for finding things. Chutes and Ladders has been a big hit in our house, of course. Big fan of that game. Get a little frustrated by feel like they've increased the amount of chutes over the years. I have nothing to prove this, but my son is not a big fan of the chutes, right? He still is not. He's still trying to process like losing and not having bad things in board games happen to him. And things happen in that game quickly, and your good fortunes turn on a dime. So yeah, Chutes and Ladders in the Kramer house. We've got lots of that flying around. And I mean, the board games now are also weird. Not just board games, but like Pop the Pig. Have you guys seen that ever? Where you feed this pig hamburgers and you hit his head and like his belly explodes. Right? We have a game where a fox is holding up his pants and you put chickens in his pants, and then if you pop his head enough times, his pants fall down. He's standing there in his boxers. Things have changed, man. Well, I mean, things are different now. First time we saw this, I got, this can't be real. But it is. It's a real game. I forget what it is, but a fox in your underwear and you who holds chickens. Kids love it, obviously.
Sure.
But give me Monopoly, right? Give me Monopoly. Give me Chutes and Ladders. Give me Uno.
You know, I put chickens in my pants, and they call me crazy, and now they're making.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Just seems a bit much, but no, we're at this point again. Every resource possible, we're tapping into.
So, that's wild. That's why Exploding Kitty is another one.
Mm-hmm.
It is a card game, and it's a lot of fun to play. But the rules of it are so different, and it's so weird.
Isn't that kind of an adult game though? Exploding Kitty, or am I thinking of something different?
I think you might be thinking of something different. It sounds like an adult game. It does sound like one.
It certainly does. There's also a game my son got that I recommend for everybody out there called King of Tokyo, where you're a Godzilla-like monster.
Oh, okay. I like this.
People roll dice based on, and then they attack you, or you can attack them based on whether you're in the city or out of the city, and you have different attacks that you can do, and poison attacks and acid, and it's a lot of dice and cards, but it's pretty fun for the imagination.
That's a great idea for a game.
The cards are cool, and the monsters are cool, and it's pretty rad. So
might be time to brush off the old Dungeons and Dragons book and get a dungeon matter and let the creativity flow there also.
Yeah, I think the any kind of game like that takes time is a good one. It also it helps because I know in all seriousness, we've all, like, I'm sure you are thinking and writing, and there are scenarios out there that are pretty grim. Even with regard to college football next year, I mean I think it's a coin flip right now whether that happens, in the way that we think it will or not. Which that's just going to be brutally depressing. So you got it.
We've talked to people about that, by the way.
What's the thought? What's the thought?
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of up in the air. I mean, it's fascinating, right? I look at this two ways. I know from my standpoint, I like creating content. Actually, right after this interview, I'm interviewing probably my favorite player in this draft, in this upcoming draft. And I was supposed to be there, supposed to be watching him train. So it's kind of a bummer, but I'm still happy we're doing this. And it's been really hard from a Bleacher Report standpoint. Like, how are we gonna cover sports if there is no sports? And a lot of the stuff that I do is kind of fun. And I mean this, I don't mean this in a, to demean my own work, but I want to say just kind of mindless in some ways that you could just kind of enjoy it, right? Some of the stuff we do has great depth. My suggestion has been, hey, let's just do some fun stuff. There's the draft going on. There's some cool recruiting stories we can do. At the same point, there's stuff surrounding the virus that we could cover. I've seen Ed Orgeron be extremely active. And as odd as it is, because we have had some fun at Orgeron's expense over the last few years, whether it's his voice or and it's all charming and endearing, and we love him for it. He's become a real voice in this. So, and we'll see. So no, I've talked to people who think there's a good chance that this stretches through. I think that's a bit premature. I'm not going to take. I don't have any strong takes on this. I just think at this point it's a little early in a lot of this stuff to make these grand declarations. You can look at data, you can look at different things, but we don't know how strong the quarantines are going to be. So I think coaches and players and everybody else are concerned about what they love to do and their livelihoods, and understandably. But could you imagine that if there is no football? You know how the money, and I know there's more important things than money, but do you know what's at stake here? That's the kind of thing that can collapse the way this whole system works. I know the loss of the tournament is what, $800 million or whatever it is, and there's some insurance in there for $250, $300 million, whatever. But if you lose football, you lose your primary revenue stream in a lot of cases. So there is so much at stake for this to take place beyond just getting people and everything else. This is the fate of all these teams. Budgets and things kind of rest on being able to run these games. We'll see if we do. But I know there's a genuine concern that won't be the case.
Yeah, everything so far at this point, it's up in the air, and it feels like 5 months ago that the NBA shut down, and it was like last week. So I don't even know what.
Seriously,
time is a very weird concept at this point. So I don't even know what months will bring, because weeks, who knows. So let's not call it just yet. But yeah,
correct.
You got to start thinking about these things, and there's no spring football, there's no spring games. It's a sad time. There's no question about it. But Adam's making the best of it, as all of us are. So check out his stream. Go to these the Twitter feed at Kegs Negs. He'll have the link there. Twitch. What's your screen name on Twitch? Where can people find you?
It's what is it? It's Kegs and Eggs GT. I had a couple old ones, so I made a new one just for this. So Kegs and Eggs GT is my new new streaming handle. Easy enough.
Kegs and Eggs GT, good. And I was like, you got to know this if you're gonna hype this thing.
I know that would have been very sad. That wasn't like an authoritative response either. Not a lot of confidence there.
Let's work on that for next week. We got plenty of time to brush up on our social media stuff. Adam, thanks, man. Keep your head up. Keep doing your stuff. It's a lot of fun to watch. I popped in a little bit last night, as a matter of fact, just to check in on what you were up to before I had to. We've gotten a video call with some friends. I've figured out ways to get video conferencing we do for a meeting, except we do it for buddies and sit down and have a little drink. So it's been a nice
idea.
It's been a nice little thing. So I had to pop off to that before I could watch too much more of it. But I watched you a little bit, and you were flying high when I saw it. So I didn't realize how high you got.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks
guys.
Adam Kramer. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just FYI, we use the Zoom app, but there's other apps out there. We got 5 of us together, and we all just sat down in our various places and chatted. It was good. It was nice to get together like that, even if we were far apart. We'll come back and continue here in the Family Leisure Studio, Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Tiger Hoops fans have something extra to look forward to this coming March. Not only is it tournament time, but it's the opening of the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum.
After Finch's two-pointer, Ronnie Robinson sank the shot that once again brought the two teams into a tie.
Come to the Pink Palace Museum this March and experience 100-plus years of Tiger men's and women's basketball, from their beginnings as the West Tennessee State Normal School to the present.
The Tigers are very much alive.
Don't miss the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum, opening March 7th.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Yeah, so Aiden's coffee spot is really undope. They asked what they can get me, and I'm like, the code to the bathroom. Stop trying to sell me something.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Also, the Wi-Fi password was too hard to spell, and I can totally spell stuff.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
They didn't have any cups out for the free cream, so I just drank it out of the pitcher.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You ain't got no kind of feeling inside. I got something that'll show enough set your stuff on fire.
You talked about you were talking about during the break. You guys were playing board games and stuff.
Yeah.
You and your wife, putting everything together. Give me like a top 5.
A top 5
board games. So what are we? You guys, what's the board games that the go-to for the folks out there that are trying to get through the quarantine and all that?
I think because of the versatility of dominoes and different ways you can play dominoes, that's up there for me. Uno is another one that is up there, big in the spades.
Now, these are not so much board games as card games.
I thought we were just doing games.
I mean, games in general, sure. I mean, there's lots of card games. Uno is great.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Monopoly is, if you've got 4 people, Monopoly is, I don't know if there's a better game than Monopoly out there. Monopoly, Sorry is real good. Sorry. Because that gets the juices flowing. Yep. You get that Sorry card, and now you've got to figure out who you're going to take out. Are you going to take out the person in the lead, or are you going to take out the person who took you out and kept you from being in the lead because you petty? I love Sorry. So Monopoly and Sorry are up there for me.
What about Trouble?
Trouble's cool.
With the Pop-O-Matic bubble?
Pop-O-Matic bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But so
I think Trouble's is too simplistic.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of pop the mag and you sort of do your thing.
Yeah. So Sorry, Monopoly, I will throw.
I never got into Life.
Life is big. Life was going to be up there also.
I like
outstanding.
Life. Life is the spinning, the wheel. I was a kid. I always loved the little thing that you twist in the middle.
And you get the little people that you can fit into your car.
Put people in the car. That's right. And
then you're like, oh,
you're
cool.
Go to college. You're not going to go to college.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What type of job are you going to have? Are you going to switch careers?
Also like the game Payday. That was a sort of a variant of that, which is good. That's a monthly thing. A little bit of a different deal. In the board games now, if you played any of the new ones, we really like that King of Tokyo I was telling you about with my son. That thing's big. You got some really cool, people have taken these things to a different level altogether.
Underrated, Candyland.
Candyland is the most boring ass game.
Candyland
is awful.
Candyland, Shoots and Ladders. I got nothing.
Candyland is absolute garbage.
But if you got a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, I understand.
If you have a
Candyland.
4 or 5-year-old, yes, but understand that as you play it with them, you're going to be miserable. They're going to have fun, and that's fine, and that's great, and that's what you should be focused on. But
are we counting Chinese checkers as a board game?
No.
Okay. So
Scrabble?
checkers and Scrabble's up there.
Scrabble's a board game, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the 5th one though. So I got Monopoly, Sorry, Life, Scrabble. Are we counting like checkers and chess?
I mean, those aren't really board games. Those are just sort of strategy games. The Chinese checkers kind of is sort of a variant of that. I don't think that if somebody says let's go play a board game, you're not bringing down chess.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're bringing down somebody says let's go play chess. That's just what it is.
Anybody got into Snakes and Ladders?
You mean Shoots and Ladders? I always call it Shoots and Ladders.
Well, there's a game called Snakes.
I assume the snakes are the shoots now. Yeah.
You brought up
that's annoying.
Not Risk. Risk is another good game, but what is it? Strategy?
Stratego.
That's one. So that would be my 5.
Stratego's right there is great. Parcheesi, a lot of fun. Also, gonna give you Hungry Hippos. Not a good game. A lot of people think it's no.
Unless
for little kids it's great.
What about the real version where the people are the
actual hippos? I love it. You're right. You can get 3 actual hippos.
Whoa! Stop.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you get 8 people, team of 2. One has the basket, the other one either they're rolling on the chair, and they all at the same time they go into the pit of balls, use the basket to bring back the balls, like Hungry Hippos.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Are you talking about double? Is this like some kind of like game show that you're talking about?
No.
No, you do it at the.
Yeah. So you know how Hungry Hippos where you
Yeah.
gotta hit.
Yeah, you're
the
trying to get all
lever
the you're trying to get all the marbles
right.
and balls or whatever. Yeah.
So you do the same thing, but in the big version where the person where it's two people to a team.
Yeah.
One is pushing, the other one has a basket where they catching the balls and dragging them.
So how do they come back? Do they just push themselves back?
No, they pull. Like they push to grab it and pull them.
Okay,
How big
so
are these
you're
balls? What are we? Are you
Like
playing
basketballs,
You playing
soccer
this like
balls.
how many balls?
I mean,
who's got like 100 balls just to throw out there?
I don't know. Like you use the balls in the little pool.
Oh, the ball pit.
The ball
so
pit.
you're using
Yeah,
the Chuck E.
you could go
Cheese
get-
balls.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
This
you get
game
the
sounds like a
cleaner
real
ones.
pain in the ass
Don't
to
use
clean
the
up,
Chuck
I
E.
can tell you
Cheese
that.
ones.
Yeah. I like this. I like what we're doing with this.
It sounds like just a real pain to deal with. Honestly, it sounds like fun for about 20 minutes. Then the cleanup is about an hour, and
Oh, yeah, yeah,
you're annoyed.
It looks like a big derby because once you get going, we're like people gonna bump into each other.
Do you understand? We're talking about this is a coronavirus thing, though. You got eight teams and 2.
yeah.
What are you talking
I mean,
about?
Yeah,
if you got
you're
a
at
big
your limit, man.
If you got a big family,
If you got a big family, you got to put some of them out. No gatherings over 10 people.
No, you can't be no.
Kiki whining, you got to pit folks out.
No. Yeah, you can't. You we got the 10.
well,
the
8
10 limit.
Well, you only need 8 people.
Yeah, well, you don't look. But do you know these people? Are you sure? I mean, if you're all in one family, sure, I guess so.
I mean, like my family, we're at 7, so we just
Yeah, do y'all know who y'all gonna put out?
What-
Like when stuff hits the fan, when it's like, hey, no more gatherings of 5 people,
No, we haven't.
you got to figure out which 2 getting out.
No, we haven't. We haven't gotten.
Well,
that
really,
tough.
which 3?
I haven't.
Because mom and dad stay.
I
You got to
haven't.
figure out which 3 of y'all gonna have to leave.
I have an idea of who it could be,
Mm.
but I'm not gonna say it on air.
Oh,
okay,
rough.
But you good.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Deacon's good. Deacon's
I'm
gonna get
always
the say.
good.
I feel this is what we talk about. You know, in times of crisis, things are revealed. This is what reveals your family situation. You know, there's a lot of folks out there who are looking for that escapism. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this is it's a testing time for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
You know, if your relationship is somewhat rocky right now, oh boy,
yeah,
I got bad news for you.
Yeah.
You know, if,
being around that person 24/7 is not
probably not going to help things a
Yeah.
whole lot. No, we got to find ways to isolate sometimes in those situations. You know, that's I feel badly for those folks. That's a testing time.
Yeah.
Gotta try to do the best you can in those situations.
Yeah.
I know a lot of folks too trying to find those little packets of normal stuff, and I appreciate that the streaming folks are out there doing it.
Yeah,
that's good. Good for them. Now, my question for you is: do you think, like, how much would you pay to see like a first run? They're talking about like doing like releases of like a movie like Black Widow that was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if they release it directly to the home via some streaming service?
Oh, okay.
How much would you pay? Now, bearing in mind that you'd go to, if you went to the theater, you would pay probably
32,
30 to, yeah. I mean, well, and then you throw in whatever, but like, probably $40 on average, your trip to the theater, maybe more for just 2 of you. When I go as family, it's like, oh yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Going to movies is not cheap.
Yeah.
How much would you pay at home? Would you pay
20
for one view?
No, they give me a couple of views. I would.
But they don't
only
give you a
watch it
couple. They
once.
don't give you a couple views at the theater.
20. That's fine. That's 10 for her, 10 for me. Still cheaper than going to the theater.
I think they got to do that. I think it's gonna. The longer this thing goes,
Yeah.
and the more.
Candyman. I already had plans on seeing Candyman. The new Saw movie. Had plans on going out to see those 2 scary movies with my sister-in-law. But
You still want to go see scary movies in the middle of all this?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I want to see
Real
scary
life is
movies?
scary enough.
It's not like I go into the bathroom, Peter, and look in the mirror and say, okay, let's say coronavirus 3 times and see if it appears. No.
Have you tried it?
No.
Well,
I'm not going to now.
I mean,
corona.
You're not. No, you're not.
I just said it.
You didn't say it in the mirror.
Good point. I'm not going to say it in the mirror.
Go the break. Go say it in the mirror.
I'm not doing that. No. I don't say anything 3 times in the mirror.
Did you see the hot take from Michael Irvin yesterday? Speaking of,
no,
he said he thinks that Corona beer should stop running their ads in the middle of this tough time because he doesn't want to. With coronavirus running out
what?
here, he says it's not right for them to keep running their ads about put a lime in it when people are out here. Like I said, what is happening?
I know
Michael Irvin.
I know what Michael Irvin is doing.
Yeah,
in his quarantine.
No, Mike's got a time, special time to. Oh my Lord, that was one of the greatest takes, one of the hottest of hot takes of all time.
Come on, Mike, be better than that. You're better than that.
No, he's not. What are you talking about?
So where do you stand on a game like Twister?
Not good for
not
coronavirus.
Now, but
very bad for this time. Yes.
So you're saying I shouldn't invite 7 or 8 people over to the house and we all bump into one another?
Yes, your monthly Twister party is going to have to be postponed. I'm afraid. Twister. It's in certain situations it's fun.
Okay.
There has to be a right vibe, right group, right sort of setting. Everyone's got to have a certain level of comfort with each other.
Because stuff is being put in people's faces.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's like. You got to kind of like it, but in the right set. I've had fun Twister games for sure. But yeah, it can get awkward real fast.
Yeah.
I would say you got to know. Everyone's kind of got to know that Twister is part of the gig when they show up to your party. You really should note. Now, in parentheses, we might play Twister, and please check here if you're okay with that. Sign a permission form. In these times we live in, you might want to opt in to the Twister, and any inadvertent or advertent touching that may go on as a result of that.
Battleship. I forgot about Battleship.
Battleship.
And guess who was really fun the first
Clue,
couple of times?
Also fun. Clue. Great.
I've never finished a game of Clue.
Well, that's your fault. Have you started a game of Clue?
I've started several games of Clue.
Why'd you finish it?
I don't know. I got bored.
It's a good game, man.
Maybe I'll do better at it as an adult.
You guys kind of a short attention span though.
Yeah.
You don't. I don't see you playing like a Risk or like a.
No,
I
do
a chess. Or,
it
doesn't seem like your attention span would be too flighty. Like you wouldn't.
If stuff is going on constantly, I can do that. But Clue, you got to roll the dice to get to the room to make your prediction and then you got to keep up with everything. I'm not an organized person, and Clue, you have to have some sort of organization of thought.
That part I agree.
Strategy games in general, the Risk, the chesses, I like those games. And my thoughts don't have to be quite as organized as they do in Clue. I'm not saying I don't like Clue. I'm just saying I've never finished Clue. It's like, okay, just give me the bag. Let me see what's in it.
It's a great movie too. By the way, my buddy sends a little photo along. Says if you told people that staying inside for 7 days would save the 2020 college football season, the entire South would be locked in their room right now. That may be what we have to start telling people. Like, y'all need to stay home or we're going to lose the season. If you want to have any chance in 2020 to get a college football season, you need to stay home for at least a week or 2 weeks or whatever we need to do. That may be that may not be a bad approach.
I would buy a plane ticket and fly my happy ass up to Columbus and walk around and touch everything. Not that happy about college football coming back in 2020, in case you can't tell.
Well, that's just petty.
Yeah.
Even by your standards.
Well, anything to keep Ohio State out of it.
I mean, I can't blame you, but nonetheless. We'll come back and continue here from the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you. Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. For more than 26 years, they've supplied all the diesel parts that you need. From simple repairs to complete overhauls, they have it all. Whether it's heavy, medium, light duty, agricultural, marine, or off-road, Mid-South Power is the leading source for all things diesel. Fuel injection, turbochargers, engine parts, alternators, starters, and brakes, they can supply all the parts and services you need. Stop in today at 3250 Mill Branch Road in Memphis or call 901-396-0710.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Frontier Western Store is proud to announce their T-shirt sale is back. All regularly priced novelty T-shirts are buy one, get a second half price. Tons of new prints by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, and Puppy Love, as well as men's tees by Live Oak and Haybo are included. Frontier's women's boutique is loaded with new styles and colors in current trends of tops, tunics, and dresses. And most are just $14.99, available small to 3X. While you're there, be sure to check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Shop thousands of boots year-round that are in stock, ready to try on and take home. Shop at a local store with excellent service. With their extensive selection of dress and work boots, you are certain to find your next favorite pair. Frontier receives new styles and restocks daily from all the largest boot makers: Dan Post, Durango, Rocky, Ariat, and more. Available in men's, women's, or children's. Outfit the entire family. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Ain't too hip, but that new breed thing. Ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new bag. And did this crazy scene. It's not too fancy, but it's fine and pretty clean.
So the NBA has apparently told all their players to stay away from team facilities at this point. Team facilities are pretty much shut down. And they are to stay away from any other facility as well. So unless you have a gym in your house, NBA players aren't going to be able to play.
Yeah.
When they resume this, if and when the season is resumed, what is this even going to be? Like, how people talking about getting back? You're going to have a legit training camp.
Yeah.
And then get to do what? I don't even the logistics of this are becoming. To me, it just seems pretty increasingly clear that we're probably just going to have to just call this thing.
Everybody's up to this point has tried to, one, operate with a lot of hope, and two, try to say things like abundance of caution, those types of things to try and calm down, or I want to say mislead people into feeling safe and secure. When what makes people feel safe and secure, like information. The more you tell us, the better we feel, because the more information we have. And with every passing day, the picture gets painted a little bit clearer and it's a little bit bleaker because of it. If players aren't allowed to, unless you have a gym in your home, and let's face it, not many people do, you're not working out. And even if you have one, it's not the same type of workout that you would get from being in an NBA facility with the trainers and the coaching staff around you. You're going to have a training camp. Rob Fisher mentioned like a 2-3 week training camp. When it does pick back up, that's the only way that you can do it and get a good product while doing the whole NBA thing. And if that's the case, if you come back in June with a 3-week training camp, that means the season picks back up in July, playoffs start in July. No, we need to all come to grips with the very real chance that NBA season is done, NHL season done for the year, and just roll with it like that.
You know what's not done? Big Three.
Well,
my man Mark Spears of the Undefeated talking to Ice Cube, and what they want to do is put a little television show together. Big Brother meets Big Three. So what they're going to do is have 7 rounds of games in L.A., including 16 to 22 players who have tested negative for coronavirus. These players would be under isolation in a large house with a basketball court.
Oh!
So they're doing an isolation reality show / now the problem is like you can't send anyone home because you're under isolation. So you home to like the back of the house, the room. Is there like a wing of the house where
you can send them home? Because once you're done with them, like, bye.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
They're in isolation. They're negative for the coronavirus. You lose this game, you go home.
Are you in?
Yes. Yep. If they only thing that can make it better is if the nets on the rim were chained. Let's do it like that.
You want to go all the way with it?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I'm here for that.
Okay.
How about the German Big Brother house, not knowing what is going on?
Yeah, that's wild.
They're going to out and be like, whoa, what?
Did they tell him yet? I think they told him, right?
Yeah, I think they told him. Maybe.
I can't even imagine
but
that conversation.
But now they don't know. That's wild.
Well, did they tell him or not?
I don't think so.
You said they did tell him. And then
I think they did.
Well, then, did they tell him?
I don't think so.
Great info from CJ, folks. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to Kari Thompson. He's going to join us not in studio because, social distancing and all that. We're gonna be on the phone though. We're gonna talk to Kari about the latest in the prep.
Yeah, they told him.
Boy, that must have been a weird conversation.
Yeah, on live TV.
Like, hey guys, FYI, I know when y'all came in here, everything was cool. Got news for you. You ever heard the word pandemic? What's pandemic in German? I minored in German. I should know that. I don't think we ever learned. I don't think
you minored in German.
Yeah, I don't think we learned the word pandemic though. Pretty sure. Don't remember that.
They told them Tuesday.
Okay, good. I'm glad they know. I think that's important. National Spelling Bee also canceled. That hurts. That hurts my heart, man. I feel like you could socially distance that one. We'll come back. Kari Thompson on the other side. Stick around.
We could stay here forever. We deliver olives, Greek sandals, and everything you need to relive that perfect trip to the Mediterranean. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx delivery.
Memories. What we deliver by delivering.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one. You have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
It's not too early to start planning for spring at Family Leisure. New pools are starting at $19.99, spas starting at $21.99, and swim spas now only $99.99. 5-piece patio furniture starts at only $799. Pool chemicals, toys, accessories, and more up to 20% off. Mention this ad, you'll get free delivery and 1 month of chemicals with your spa purchase. Start your spring planning now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
There's a new commissary in town. In Collierville, Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together...
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
And the sunlight hurts my eyes. Something without wanting love bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me.
Listen, I love this song.
He's been doing some experimenting.
I love this song.
Rein them in.
I mean, Bill Withers is my guy. This is not funky. It's not funk. It's kind of funky. Did you forget? You forgot it's funky.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I totally
What do you
forgot.
mean you forgot? How could you forget that it's Funk Friday?
No, I forgot this song. What is it?
You forgot this song wasn't
hit
funk?
me until like
What?
Peter said something about it.
You forgot Lovely Day wasn't funk? Or
what?
Did you think it was some other Lovely Day?
No. Because
I'm so
again,
confused.
I'm going off the riff of the little guitar, the bass guitar, and I forgot we talked about this. So yeah.
I mean, it's a great song.
Wonderful song. Fantastic song. Glorious
my favorites.
song. I love it.
But that's just.
And this man forgot that it's.
I'm not even sure what. I'm not even sure what he forgot.
He's not sure what he forgot.
How do we even characterize what he forgot?
Oh boy, I don't know, man.
I know we're back.
Get
It's
your
hour
guy.
number 3.
Rein him in.
You give him an inch. Takes him on.
He had been doing well.
I know. This is what it's like to coach young players. You know,
at this point in the season, man, he's not young no more.
I mean, I feel at this point, yeah, he shouldn't be a rookie. I mean, he shouldn't be a freshman. He's a sophomore now.
Yeah.
You know.
Come on. We got it. You got it.
We got.
better.
We need you. We need you.
Come on, man.
These are tough times out there for folks.
Yeah, it was.
They need a consistent
minor
through line on their thematic music for the show.
Mhm.
That's vital to them in these tough times,
especially on one of the pillar days.
Yes.
Soft Rock Tuesday, Funk Fridays.
Those are the two
we got to get.
Yeah.
No, like I get, like I hit it every time. It's just I forgot because I'm writing down the songs or whatever, and it didn't dawn on me that
making excuses.
We discussed about Lovely Day until Peter said something about it. Then it was
Making
like,
excuses.
oh snap, I messed up here.
As a coach, I can't accept this. I can't accept these excuse making.
Listen,
we've given you the freedom to operate.
I'm taking a bullet here. Like this one's on me. This is on me.
We got him running suicides in practice now? Do a couple stadiums?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. See you outside in the parking lot, Zach.
Welcome back. Is it still raining out there? Zach.
He's not listening.
Zach.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What are you looking at, Zach?
Zach just zoned
It's a cutie pie up on the screen. Put it back on the screen. I want to see what you was looking at.
No,
because
like,
Zach was transfixed by whatever it was.
No, because I'm trying to. I was listening because
you weren't.
Cardi B.
That's
put up
who
a
it is.
video.
Cardi B is on the screen.
Cardi B
come
put
get
up
a look at this.
She put up a video.
I can't.
think
Turn
last couple
it so Peter can see it. So that is what is on the screen when you're trying to talk to Zach.
No, like I was legit was trying to listen to what she was saying
Well, you
because
legit weren't listening to
in
the
the
show.
video she was saying coronavirus, and they put a trap beat underneath it, and I was just trying to listen to
That's good.
hear what she had to say.
Let's play. We can play it.
I didn't know this was Sports 56 Mornings with Cardi B.
Yeah. You're thinking of Kari. Kari's
Kari.
Yeah.
Kari T is who I'm thinking of. Okay.
Kari T on the line, not Kari B, or not Cardi B. Now you got me all messed up. Is there? I just asked. Is it raining outside? Yes or no?
No, not right now.
All right. Maybe where you located, Kari. Normally you're in studio with us, but you're not because social distancing and all that. How are you doing amid this pandemic?
I'm doing good, man. I miss being in the studio with y'all, but it was actually me that put Zach onto the Cardi B video while I was on the line.
Oh, okay.
Can you play it?
Because she has this.
No.
She has this. She has this video where she's like, "Coronavirus, it's getting real." And someone put like a trap beat under it, and it's like the greatest thing ever.
Is
but
it
like
profane?
It's not. Yeah. So that it might not be the best play over the air, but worth the Google for sure.
Okay. Have to do so. We'll have to do so. How you been holding up, man? What you got going on over at the house?
What I got going on at the house, man? Working remotely.
Oh, okay.
Trying to come up with story ideas.
So what is going on in the world of high school sports in the area if no school is going on?
If no high school is happening, high school sports are not happening either,
Right.
presumably.
Right. It's all shut down. I think the news of the week is that the TSSAA is still holding out on having a basketball tournament. The hope is alive. They've announced again that the tournament is not canceled yet. It is still postponed. And they're hoping that they can play it in May. Boys and girls.
May?
And there have been talks. There have been talks about having both the boys and girls tournament during the same week. Because remember, if they do the boys and girls tournament, they have to get spring fling in too. So I think that's the news of the week is that, the SEC can cancel its tournament, the ACC can cancel its tournament, the NCAA can cancel its tournament, but TSSAA is still out here rocking, trying to figure it out.
It feels like a lot of the high schools around the country have been, or the high school, administrators and all that have been pretty slow on this whole deal. For whatever reason, part of it I think is because it seems like there's a lack of leadership. There's a lack of awareness of who's actually supposed to be doing it. There's kind of an administrative, concern. Who's got the hierarchy? Whose jurisdiction is it to shut these things down? Is that part of it? Is that what's going on? Because I know, like in Missouri, for example, they were as early as this week, they were still trying to figure out how to have it this weekend or something. And I was like, no, stop, y'all, stop.
No, I was on the telecall with I was listening to it with Bernard Childress, the executive director of the TSSAA, and he was very clear that they're going to follow the CDC guidelines. They're going to do whatever they need to do to keep the athletes safe, but he felt like it was important to let the athletes know that they're still trying to save the season and give it their all and do the best they can to wait and see if there is a solution and not overreact. So that's basically his stance, is we got to give the athletes some hope. So he went out and said that, there may be a time where we just have to come out and say this is unfeasible and we can't do this. But, for the time being, they're not ready to make a final decision on the tournament yet.
And it's hard. I know it's hard. As somebody whose basketball career ended as a senior in high school, you want to give those players a chance to leave on their term. You want to give somebody a chance to say, hey, I'm a champion. Somebody else to say, hey, we got there and another team was better than us. You don't want it to end because of something like a pandemic. But still, this is such an extraordinary time, and this is such an unorthodox situation. Unfortunately, that is what is going to happen. You're going to have to say, just bite the bullet and say, we don't have a champion for this year in boys and girls high school basketball in this state. And the longer you prolong this, the more false hope you give and the more painful it's going to be when in May you're going to have to shut it down. I just think you got to get out right now and just say, hey, listen, we're sorry. We hate that this is happening. It's not your fault. It's not our fault. But this is what is required of us. The self-quarantine, the self-distancing is what is required of everybody right now. We're sorry. We're just not going to be worried about trying to play this.
Well, my question would be, what if everything changes? You know what I'm saying? What if there's some miracle and the pandemic clears up? What if it's like China that, China's reporting no new cases. So what if there's a similar situation here?
Yeah, but Kari, what they actually did to do that was something that's undoable here. I mean, they put entire cities on lockdown, complete and utter lockdown. Like you couldn't move, you couldn't go anywhere, and you couldn't leave for months.
What are we talking about in California then?
Yeah,
isn't
but
the governor calling for 40 million?
Yeah, you could still theoretically they're not keeping you. They won't have drones coming around to make you go back into your home. That you're talking about drones were swooshing around Wuhan saying get back to your house, go inside. When you just walked outside to take a walk, just look around. They said, what are you doing outside? What do you need to see out here? Get out, get back in your house. We're not talking about being able to go out and get essential stuff. You're talking about lockdown stuff. We're not even that's on the table for us. And you can't go from one city to the other. You could still even under the terms of these lockdowns, like what he's talking about. They'd say you couldn't, but there's no force that's going to do that. They had force over there that and it was months. We're talking, or at least month and a half, 6 weeks of something like that. Before they got to this point. So what happened there is not feasible here with regard to a quote unquote miracle. I think to me you're giving people false hope. There's no evidence whatsoever that this is anything other than going up and up in an exponential fashion. And I feel like given these, I know it sucks, man. It just sucks. There's no getting around it. Parents, I know, are devastated. The kids are devastated. You've had You've worked your whole life, and again, if you're a senior out there, you've worked your whole life for these. It's awful. It's awful for them. But unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do about it. That's where we are, and to give them false hope when we're talking about it being a coin flip whether there's going to be a college football season in September, and to say, well, we might be able to do this in May, that seems unfeasible.
Yeah, well, that's what they said, and that's what they were talking about. So that's what I have to report. But just know that as of now, there is no cancellation for the TSSAA state tournament.
Well,
TSSAA is that
or
coach down by 13 with 45 seconds left that goes into foul mode to try and extend trying to extend the game. It's just like, no, you got to eat it.
The math does not work here.
The miracle, the miracle you're looking for is highly unlikely. Highly. But with not just, if we could move on from basketball for a moment, you bring up spring fling. What are you hearing about the possibility of other spring sports taking place?
Again, it's another wait and see approach, and that regarding the regular season, it's not even a TSSAA decision. It's a local, what's your school gonna do level decision. And what they pointed out on the call is that the TSSAA rules dictate that you don't have to play in the regular season to make a postseason. So theoretically, again, if they get a similar miracle to what they're hoping for basketball, they could play without a regular season and just have everyone go to the region tournament. But again, it's that wait and see approach. It's that, we're not quite ready to call it yet, but there may come a time when we don't end up playing this thing. So it's a similar stance for spring sports.
Well, it is. This is like one of those things. I heard somebody talking about this yesterday about the NBA collective bargaining agreement and dealing with all this. And their teams are like, trying to figure out what is this? How do we even do free agency? What is a guy's, you have options on a contract. We're not going to play all the games. So can a guy get to the stuff that was in his contract? Tyus Jones gets $855,000 if the Grizzlies win 33 games, but you don't play another game. So how does that work? So we're just in uncharted waters. And what one of the GMs said was like, we know these things are in the CBA, but nobody ever reads them because no one ever thinks there's going to be a national emergency pandemic that stops. Like you would never. It's like clicking on the I agree terms and conditions whenever you load up an app. Like who reads like the 9,000 billion words that are out there? Well, now it's time to dig into the fine print and see what's going on because I don't know. I don't know what you do. It's out there.
Hey, it's too late for all of us to read the fine print, man. Because those I agree things. That's the first thing I click through, man. We done.
Have you ever read any of those?
Never. I just click them. I'm like, all right, we good. I don't know what rights I've given up, yo. Like, I'm just like, we're good. You feel me?
It's like, hey, yeah, that's fine. Well, sorry, you just clicked and you just gave over your home and car to Apple. Oh, dang it! I should have read that.
I hope playing Civilization 3 was worth it.
Civ 3,
good game though. But
are we down like Civ 6 now?
We're 7?
Yeah,
I got 6.
But I was saying 3 because, when I was at that age, that teenage age, it was like, click whatever.
You still click whatever? What are you talking about now? What do you mean teenager? What do you start reading these things now? Come on, Kari, don't lie. Don't lie to the people.
No, I ain't lying. I'm a little more conscious now because I do have some experience. I went to law school for a little bit, but I ain't fully out here reading all of it.
I brought up your alma mater yesterday. One of my favorite NCAA tournament moments, the Hampton Iowa State game back in the day. 2-15 upset. What's that? Do you know that coach's name? The guy that the dude picked up and he
Steve Marfeld.
Steve Marfield.
Murfeld. M-E-R-F-E-L-D.
Steve Murfeld. He picked him up like he's a little toddler, and his little legs are splayed out. It was awesome. How revered was that moment on the Hampton campus?
Oh man, it was it was huge. I mean, it's you could argue one of the biggest NCAA tournament upsets of all time. And for Hampton being a small school, you know what I'm saying, in Virginia, I mean, it's just enormous. It's just one of those moments that a school like mine typically doesn't get to have. You know what I'm saying? Especially to go out there, because I think they played out in Iowa too for that regional. Like to be out there in the Midwest and to beat a big state school. I mean, like my school has like 4,000 people, man. Like it ain't a UT. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Ole Miss.
Nope.
It's a small private school in a small town. So to be able to be on that stage and take down a 2 seed was enormous.
And as somebody who went to HBCU, it was big for SWAC, MEAC, and all the HBCUs. We kind of band together and get behind one when they are on a stage like that. And so it was big Tuskegee, and it was also big. I have friends at Morehouse who were calling me up. It was big for all of us as HBCU students, HBCU alum.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's you know, it's funny because like I root for the other HBCUs when they get to the tournament, even if they're rivals. Like Norfolk State is like our hated rival. They're like the North Carolina to our Duke. So like we're not supposed to be rooting for them, but I was so happy when they beat Missouri. Right. I loved it when they beat Missouri in 15. I mean, come on, man. You just love. I mean, you love to see the little guys win, and you hate the HBCUs are always the little guy, but it's a reality of life. But like, man, you love to see those upsets.
Do you have like a tournament tradition, something that you normally would do for these first couple of games, these first couple of days of the tournament? You know, today should be another one of those days like yesterday should have been, where you have 12 hours straight of basketball and whatever else that you do. Do you have like a thing that you would normally do?
Well, when I was in college, I usually went. Like I went 3 out of the 4 years and covered like 3 tournaments. Because I was the radio guy for Hampton. I was part of the broadcast team for Hampton's men's and women's team. So even men's and women's team made it out of 3 out of the 4 years that I was in college. And then when I was at Nova the year before I came here, they won the national championship. So everyone was all types of plugged into that. Although I was in law school, so like I had 0 time to actually enjoy it. But you know, it's I've been to like, you know, half of the last 6 tournaments, so it's been a really cool experience. I was at that game when Tony Bennett collapsed versus Hampton.
Okay.
Hampton versus Virginia. Yeah, I was in the press room waiting for him after that.
I bet you were.
It was a crazy moment.
I bet you were, man. No, not giving the man any space to recover. You're right there waiting for him
with the tough questions.
That's right. What's wrong with you?
I mean, we had to give the man some space. He just could not collapse on national TV. Like, it was wild.
Hey, Kari, with Spring Fling and the high school tournament being not canceled but postponed, what do you think is going to happen with stuff like graduation? Are you hearing anything about graduation ceremonies being altered at all or canceled at all, not just at the high school level around here, but like Hampton and other small colleges like that? Are you hearing anything?
Well, UT has already canceled their commencement. So I would imagine that, you know, the high schools would follow suit if something on that scale's already been canceled. I haven't heard anything about any individual schools yet, but I mean, you're looking at, you know, Shelby County schools are out of school until April at the least. DeSoto County schools are out of school until mid-April. So, you know, and it's not like, I don't think they'll be able to just turn around and have a graduation like a couple weeks later. So it's not really looking good. I mean, that's another wild part of this. Like, because I have a senior I have a sister who's a senior in high school now, and she's probably not going to have a graduation.
It's there's so many things, man, that are messed up about all this. It's tough. It's tough for so many reasons for those kids we talked about who won't be able to finish out their senior seasons, for the people who won't have their commencement ceremonies and a normal graduation like most folks would have after you've worked really hard to get that. You won't be able to spend that special time with your family. I feel awful, most of all, for the people that are, going through having lost somebody, and maybe it's because of the virus, maybe it's not, but they can't have a funeral. You can't band together, and that's the time when you need to be together most of all, and they can't. I feel terrible for these folks that are seniors that are in nursing homes and can't see their loved ones that normally would come and visit. I had a friend of mine who does some work in one of those, and talked about someone who's well into their 90s having a birthday celebration basically through a window. Like you can't just kind of go up on the yard, and there's just so many sad things that come about. It's hard to quantify them all. So that's why we try to do our best to hear. And we'll continue in the next segment. Maybe get a little something more fun. We'll get some tips, some streaming tips from you guys. I want some tips on what to watch for people, because people are going to be out there watching this weekend. God knows there's not much else going on. So you're gonna have your chance out there. I want some tips from you guys. From Kari, you hang on the line. Our friend CJ, of course, Zach, myself. We'll give you some tips on what you can do this weekend as we continue. Sports 56 Mornings with Peter and CJ. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
I'm here with outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Gary, tell everyone how they can experience the Lexus of Memphis satisfaction.
Come in and be a part of our family at Lexus of Memphis. Experience the customer service that we provide to each guest like a member of our own family. If you're on the side of the road and you need us, we're there. If you need help with anything with your car, technology, Bluetooth, the app suite, we have a dedicated team to help you with this in your journey with your Lexus.
That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is? It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail, so you get the haircut you want, and of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the tea tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The tea tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2020 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2020 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
At Victory Auto Sales, that's victoryauto.org. We always ask our customers what they want most of the used car.
I want a car that runs when I turn the key. Don't want my appointment over there just waiting on me. Buddy. Throw away the cable. You'll never be late with one of our cars because they are just darn great. I want a car that runs down the road, that doesn't leave me stranded while it's getting towed. I want brakes on my car so I can stop when I'm driving too fast and when I see a cop.
There want a car that starts. They want a car that runs. They want a car that stops. Victory Auto Sales, 901-380-5800. That's victoryauto.org. Check us out. We are at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike. In-house financing, of course. Generous credit approval. Of course. Don't forget to ask about our layaway. That's victoryauto.org, 901-380-5800. Fill out the credit app online or come by or give us a call, 901-380-5800.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hertz. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
She's a bad man, just as fine as she can be. Hey, she's a bad man, just as fine as she can be. Her body measurements are perfect in every dimension.
Now this is funky right here.
Good job, Zach.
The song is about coronavirus.
Oh, is it?
She's a bad man pajama.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to mess with coronavirus. That's what I'm told. They just announced that tax day, now April 15th, has been moved to July 15th.
What are you saying yes for? You got to pay taxes?
No, I called it.
Oh, okay.
Because I had I can't remember who I was talking to.
Called it with who? Who was what?
He called it, Peter.
I called it. I predicted it.
He called it.
I said it. June 5th. I said July 15th. Let's go.
No, I had an idea that they were gonna move it back because of the coronavirus, but I wasn't sure if they were gonna do it because you can do it online and get it done before the 15th.
I like that, Zach.
Great stuff, Zach.
This man Zach is on it. Money making Zach.
If anyone knows about the arcane hallowed tax hall or tax code, it's Zach. He's in there, manipulating everything and trying to make sure that he gets every little deduction that he can possibly get, every little loophole, every little thing. He can save you some money.
Deacon of the deductible.
Deacon of the
or
no
deduction.
excuses.
Deacon of the deduction.
Deductible.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got that. So what's on the menu, gentlemen, for our listeners out there who are desperate? They are trying. They say, please, I need some entertainment. Like, I'd love to bet on something, but I can't. I'd love to watch some sports, but I can't. I can't watch any more adult content. Frankly, it's too much. I got to find something that's legitimate.
Okay.
Right. At some point,
All right.
At some point, you gotta steer clear of that. That you probably get your little dose of that, and then at some point, I gotta turn that off. So now, what am I gonna do? So what's the advice? What's the criteria? What's the plan?
I guess I can go first. I am big into cartoons, so we can start there. Boss Baby back in action. So what has happened now is DreamWorks has put out all these movies and then turned them into cartoons to be streamed on Netflix.
You don't have to tell me because my daughter and
Boss Baby is legit. I really enjoy Boss Baby. So back in action, Boss Baby back in action. That's 3 seasons. The 3rd season just dropped maybe last week, so that's on the list to watch at some point in time. Paradise PD. It is Brickleberry, but worse, more raunchy. So yeah. Paradise PD is something that I'm enjoying, and the anime that I'm watching currently.
Where Paradise PD? Where do I find that?
Netflix. Everything that I'm giving you right now is Netflix. Right. Castlevania. Castlevania is.
Play the game?
Yes, it's based off of the game. 3 seasons of that. The 3rd season dropped last week, maybe the week before. It is really good, not just from a visual standpoint, but from a storyline standpoint, and a story arc standpoint. You really get in there and you really feel for the characters, even the bad ones. So yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
It's now that is grown up. Don't let the cartoon fool you.
That's a grown up situation.
They're ripping guts out and all of that. So that is definitely for the older people in your family. Also, Madam C.J. Walker, her movie's finally coming out. Self-Made. That is out with what's that baby's name? Octavia Spencer. She's in it. She plays Madam C.J. Walker, so that's something I'm watching. I need to finish Who Killed Malcolm X. So I'm almost through with that, but that is a really good documentary also. And Queen Sono, that is a spy television series with a woman as a spy. It is great. So that's what I got for you.
All right. Okay. Kari, you got any recs out there for the people?
For? Well, let me ask this question first. What's your stance of watching the pandemic movies during this pandemic?
Not
so
a fan.
watching Pandemic 2012, those type movies.
Not a fan. Not a fan. I mean, we're living a pandemic, so I don't really feel like I want to watch it. That doesn't seem like a lot of, if I was in.
I mean, I'm just saying, people are. If you look at the most popular list for Netflix,
oh no,
man, people are out here watching.
Clearly, people are watching
Yes.
them. I'm just saying that's not for me. I'm not. If you're asking me, just like if I were, I don't know, stuck in a horror house where someone is, hacking off limbs, I wouldn't watch Saw. I would just be like, you know what, I'm living this. I don't really need to. I'm good. I'd try to watch something else. So that's just me. But apparently, are you into it? You're watching it?
I started Outbreak, but I didn't finish it. I just, it's not really my thing either. But I figured I would go with the theme. But what I did actually watch is I rewatched Space Jam the other day. It's on Netflix now. That's a good one. That's a classic. Also, what else am I watching out here? There's oh man, The Interview, another classic one. I mean, I like funny stuff, man. Like I'm into like stand-up comedies and stuff like that. So
I think you'll like, and Peter, I think you'll like Kim's Convenience. That's another good one on Netflix. And Shrill, that is over on Hulu. Shrill is real good also. And of course, you can always go back and watch some of your Nicktoons and some of your cartoon favorites on Hulu. Well, I'm currently going through Rugrats, season 3 right now of Rugrats. So that's always fun. Get Hey Arnold, both of those on Hulu also. So you can find some stuff out there.
Deacon, what you got?
Also, League Pass is free.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. League Pass and NFL Game Pass from last year is also free as well. So if you want to go back and watch your, like if you want, and we didn't even mention, you want to watch Kari get sad about watching Tom Brady highlights from last year, a year before that.
They when we were sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings in Murfreesboro, guess what game was on?
What's that?
The Titans beating the Patriots. I had to watch that. It's pick 6.
Yep.
Last pass Brady threw as a Patriot.
He's like Jameis.
Oh, speaking of Jameis, what are y'all doing? What's Washington doing?
Don't ask me.
Oh, okay.
Don't be looking at me like I
okay. I didn't know if you knew what the game plan was.
When have I ever known what the game plan is? When have I ever known what the game plan is with that? Or I've told you, from until they get rid of that man who runs the team, there's no hope. There's no chance. It ain't happening. It's done. I mean, it is. It's color purple over here. We got
cursed till you do right by me. Is Color Purple streaming anywhere?
I mean, probably.
I don't think it's on Netflix or Hulu. Zach, check on that for me. But what you got, Peter?
Well, hold on. Let's get the Deacon first, and then I'll give you a few little tips here. But what Deacon? What are you watching?
By the way, Color Purple is streaming on YouTube, iTunes, and Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Is it streaming for free or is it streaming?
No, you gotta pay for it.
Oh, for the love of
You gotta pay for it.
When you say something streaming, I'm assuming it's free. If you say I got to pay for it now I get mad. I don't. I'm not.
Right.
Even though it's good. It's good to pay your content providers. I'm just saying. But when somebody says it's streaming, that means like typically I associate that with I can just watch it for free. I got to pay for it. How much does it cost?
It depends.
$4.99
to rent it.
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's worth that for sure. Okay, so what you got?
Yeah, so I'm kind of all over the place with my with what I'm
surprise.
watching. My long series that I'm doing is Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I'm on the part where they're about to meet up with Majin Buu.
So you're on Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
And
there's a difference.
I was wondering.
So
there's a difference.
Okay.
So they
Good.
just they just meeting Bibbidi. No,
Okay.
Boppity.
Okay.
And
Bobbity, yeah.
Yeah, they're meeting Boppity, and they about to
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boop.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
There
Because he
it
goes
is.
from Bibbidi to Bobbidi to Boo, and Boo ain't no joke.
So I kind I kind of pacing myself with Dragon Ball because it's extremely long.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay,
excuse me.
thank you.
Dragon Ball Z. It's long.
Okay.
I'm into I've been doing this for a long time. I've been like watching video games, commentary video games like walkthroughs and stuff, because they just dropped Doom Eternal, like a couple weeks ago or last week.
That was, yeah.
So, and then I'm kind of excited because they're supposed to be dropping The Last of Us pretty soon. The Last of Us 2, which is a spinoff of the first game of The Last of Us, is pretty much a zombie type.
Yeah, it's an apocalyptic game.
Yeah,
I don't know. Again, I'm not my vibe in these troubled times.
So into that, YouTube has always been my biggest content platform that I watch on. So I watch a lot of golf videos, like people golf.
Oh,
golf.
Okay.
And so I watch people going on to different courses, playing the different courses.
Are you gonna watch the iRacing? The Fox is doing the iRacing, simulated racing, like NASCAR style. I know you're a big NASCAR guy.
Not really. I mean, I might dabble into it.
Ooh, dabble into it.
But I tend to fall asleep with iRacing. Like I always fall asleep.
I tend to fall asleep in NASCAR racing, so that works out good. It's very similar.
So I mean, I might look into it because I know Jimmy Johnson got his setup in his house, got the whole setup and shebang in his house. So I might look into that.
You look into that. You just look into that.
Look into Dragon Ball also. That is, I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball is on Hulu. And
it's on Hulu.
Yeah, so check Dragon Ball.
Hulu's annoying me with their ad placement. The way they do it is very annoying.
I agree.
Very hard to.
It's like right in the middle of a good scene. Is like.
Yep. So the YouTube is the worst about that, but still. I would say I'm going back Amazon Prime. If you got Amazon Prime, go watch. I'm rewatching Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's so good. It's incredible. Just wonderful.
Also, got to throw this in as well. I'm more than sure this is on Hulu as well. Go back and watch Parks and Recreation. Go back watch 30 Rock.
Yep.
There's another one that's slipping my that's I can't think of at the moment.
Seinfeld, Friends,
The Office.
The Office.
Office is excellent. Like Office holds up really well.
Yeah, so you go back and
I watched the UK Office. It was very
a
little more bleak than the US Office, but maybe a little bit better, maybe in certain ways. I don't know. It's very very funny, but.
And also get Disney Plus because I know Marvel is getting ready.
Think everybody's made of money over here? I mean, this is we getting all these streaming services.
I'm saying though, like,
might as well.
Might as well.
I mean,
like, we're gonna be inside for a minute. And you get Disney Plus. Hulu comes with Disney Plus.
Yeah, they have the ESPN. They also not the chick to watch live sports at this point, but watch Curb. I agree. Go if you have not watched Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Definitely go watch Mandalorian. It's definitely worth your time to go and check that out. I told you I'm a big fan in when everyone's feeling kind of anxious. I really enjoy the British procedurals and the British reality shows. They're very low. I don't know what people are. Love Island, I'm not so sure about, but I'm saying like the more of the cooking, baking.
Did you ever watch Flinch?
No, I forgot. I gotta watch
Flinch on Netflix.
Yeah,
Flinch on Netflix. Yeah. Check it out.
So, but I like these shows because they're intentionally boring, which is great. I want something that is like just gonna calm me right down and just kind of get me down. We don't have a lot of like weirdo reality fights. We're doing what we do. Making It also very good on Hulu. Making It is very good with Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman. Very good.
Yeah, just to make a change, correction.
Okay.
I gotta make a correction.
Official correction coming.
The color purple is available on Netflix.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Never part my tiny home is that for me. And it's just them making tiny houses for people who are downsizing. And Super Nanny. If you got Comcast, it should be on a Lifetime for some reason. You don't have to have a Lifetime subscription. You could just watch Super Nanny. Super Nanny is great.
These are good ideas for everybody out there in these times. You gotta get out, find your own thing, curate your own.
Some texters have texted in with some of their favorite board games.
Oh,
John says Jenga and Trivia Pursuit are good games. Another texter says, sorry, the board game. One other texter points out the fact that their daughter brought to their attention that Rapunzel was forced into quarantine in the village of Corona.
How about that?
Disney knew the whole time, the texter says.
Did they? They did.
Open your third eye.
They might. I can't believe Corona Beer's out there doing this stuff right now. It's amazing.
What'd you say, Car?
Speaking of board game, you guys, everyone actually has time now to finish a game of Monopoly. So you got to throw Monopoly on there.
You might not have enough people though.
Yeah, you got to have a certain amount of people to have Monopoly be fun. It depends on your family size and who you're hunkered down with, if anyone in this whole thing. Solo Monopoly is tough.
Or two people Monopoly.
Two people Monopoly, not so good. But if you get three or more, you can start to have some fights. Everyone can get after it a little bit. That's one thing that's tough though, because you got to try not to fight and kill each other in the middle of trying to avoid being killed by all this. That's where
all bets are off. Monopoly gets played. Right. You better remember where your houses are and remember where your hotels are,
right?
Because this board is getting tossed.
That's what I'm saying. We can't be having that, because if you toss my board, then
everybody yells at one another. You pick the board up, you pick the pieces back up, and put them where they're supposed to go.
I love bankrupting my competitors.
Of course you do. I know you do.
I know you do. That's what
Bishop of Bankruptcy. We know you do.
Scrooge McDuck.
I love it. I love it. There's
money making Zach is back.
I know he's like a slumlord over here.
There are certain there are certain spots on the Monopoly board that you got to get before somebody else gets, and if you get it and if you build it up the right way, you're gonna win the game.
It's those last two. What's the last two on the board?
Don't get Boardwalk.
You talking about Park Place and Boardwalk?
Yeah, those last two, aren't they?
Yeah, but if you don't land on them that much, you got to go for your yellows and your oranges. Your Tennessees and your and those places, and then maybe those reds, the Illinois Avenue and the Indiana and that kind of thing.
The pinks, don't sleep on the pinks either.
The pinks, your St. Charles place for sure. And then I'm not gonna mess with the Oriental Avenue or the whatever the other one is called, but those two little beginning ones. But
forget the two beginning ones.
Those are I need to go ahead and get. But I need to get in that one side of the board with the purple and the orange.
You want to insider thing.
Insider tips.
Insider tips.
Zach's insider tips on Monopoly.
If you play a Monopoly, you want to hit up the red, you want to hit up the orange, and you want to hit up the pink, because people are going to come that way. And once they turn that corner and go up to go to jail, sometimes they're going to hit the go to jail. They got to get out of jail. And guess what? Got to go right back through that gauntlet again. And they're going to follow right on.
The even bigger difference with that. The even bigger difference with that is those are the ones you can actually afford to build houses on.
Right.
Like the greens and the greens and the blues, those are way too expensive. Like you're going to be bankrupt trying to put two houses on there.
But if you play it the right way and you get with a little bit of luck, you build the hotels, you get the hotel on there, it's money. That they've got to see you on that last strip. And once they get there, if they land on Boardwalk, you got to run me a couple G's.
Yeah.
You have to.
But it takes forever to get there.
Yeah, you're playing the long game.
Yes.
You're playing the long game. That's tough.
And you have to sow discord, and you need to be the banker so you can take from the bank. But
this is what I'm saying. So this is the kind of strategy that CJ is
cheating, man.
I'm not playing Monopoly with you.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. No. You shouldn't play anything with me. Newsflash: I'm a gamesman. I use some gamesmanship.
No, you're a cheater.
When we play Uno, you might want to check and see, because beneath that card that I just put down is another card. I will try and fleece you. I will. Little gamesmanship.
That's not gamesmanship.
That's gamesmanship.
Hey, you caught that L in Scrabble.
Yeah.
You caught that L in Scrabble.
You caught that L major. Enormous.
I don't recall that.
Okay.
I don't recall that at all. And we didn't even finish.
You didn't want to.
The show had ended. The game time was up. We didn't finish.
You didn't want to.
Peter.
You didn't want any more of this.
Peter, I'll bring some. You want to play Scrabble?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bring it in.
Bring the Scrabble
I'll
back
bring
in.
I'll bring it in. I'm not going to bring that in. You think I'm crazy?
I mean,
I'm not doing that again.
Disinfect that thing and let's go. Spray some Lysol on those tiles and let's get it.
Another show to binge watch. You got to watch the Boondocks.
Oh.
Take your time to watch the Boondocks.
Yeah. Certain people need to watch the Boondocks.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yes. Certain segments of society need to watch the Boondocks.
Take your time.
Don't want to give everybody Boondocks ideas.
Right.
Definitely don't. I feel like we're setting ourselves up here.
Oh
with
man,
that.
they have a pandemic episode too. They have the fried chicken flu.
I forgot about fried chicken flu. That is on Hulu. Boondocks is streaming on Hulu. You can see all the greats from Stink Meaner and Stink Meaner Strikes Back to the story of Gangstalicious, parts 1 and 2. The story of Thugnificent is on there as well. The N-word episode is outstanding. Yep. I did what I was trained to do. Yes, we've talked about that several times off air. But again, a certain segment of the population should be watching Boondocks.
Your ideas, text at 67129. We'll be doing this throughout as we all kind of adjust to the new reality. It's good to get little tips on what you're out there watching and what folks can find. It makes it a lot easier. Also, you got the Animal Crossing coming out for the Switch. That's another good thing that you might want to check out this weekend too, while you're out there. We'll come back. We'll continue here. Kari is with us. Kari Thompson, not in studio. Normally he comes in studio on Fridays, but he's on the phone today for obvious reasons. But it's me and CJ. Zach here with you. Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
Upon official review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
We deliver jerseys, funny foam fingers, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
Hi, folks. Jeff Jackson, General Manager at Sunrise Collierville. Thinking about a new or used car or truck and not sure where to get the most for your money? Listen to what Sunrise has to offer. Over 1,000 Buicks and GMCs to choose from with factory rebates up to $6,500 and discounts as high as $10,000. Bad credit, bankruptcy, slow pay, it's okay. Here at Sunrise, we specialize in secondary financing. If you got a job, you're approved at Sunrise, the #1 volume Buick GMC dealership in the Mid-South, the home of the guaranteed credit approval. See us online, sunrise@collierville.com.
I'm Dr. George Flynn with Flynn Broadcasting Company. The coronavirus situation is causing a lot of cancellation of events, schools, concerts, sporting events, and all kind of social gatherings. It's called social distancing. But you do not have to be distant mentally from everyone in the community because Flynn Broadcasting is with you. We love you. We want to make sure that you are connected and protected from the coronavirus. So keep listening to this Flynn Broadcasting Station. We'll keep you informed, we'll keep you in touch, and we'll keep you connected to your friends. So as soon as this situation is over, we can go back to our normal living. I'm Dr. George Flynn with Flynn Broadcasting Company saying we love our community, we love you as individuals, and we are committed to your well-being.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Ruddock Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Keep on learning.
Text it in. First Bank text line 67129. I'm still mad about the McDonald's monopoly scandal. I'm done with Boardwalk. I went through 1,000 Big Macs trying to get Boardwalk.
Yep. And you know what else? That brings me to another thing. I'm about to get started. I hear it's great. I got it ready to roll. McMillions on HBO. The inside story of how they scammed the monopoly, McDonald's monopoly. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a true story, and it's supposedly really good. I've got it queued up and ready to rock.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that. I like those.
Shout out to Avenue 5 as well, another good HBO show that you might want to check out. Very funny. Kari Thompson joining us here as we continue on Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ, Deacon Zach, taking care of you. Also, I'll point you to something else you might want to check out. Today, I published a piece I did feature on Taylor Jenkins on the Athletic. You can check out that the check out on my Twitter. I got the link on my Twitter feed. You can also check out the Athletic. The feature on Taylor Jenkins' possibility for Coach of the Year, to the extent that award even exists. I have no idea whether or not that award even exists at this stage, but I do think that you're talking about. He had some interesting things to say within this. I sat down with him last week, right before all of the proverbial poop hit the fan, and it's some interesting to say. But one thing I wanted to ask you guys about. He made a comparison in here, and I want to find the exact quote so I can tell you. He compared. I had asked him kind of initially, some folks had started comparing Jaren Jackson Jr. to Greek Freak.
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in the day, obviously. Then kind of as the season goes on, sort of that kind of diminished a little bit. But he kind of brought that back up. He sort of alluded to it. So I asked him about it a little bit, and he said, I'd like to think his impact could be somewhat at that level as a two-way player. He's got the size, the physicality, the mobility, the athleticism. He's got the care factor. I'm going to learn more about his game. He's going to learn more about our game on the offensive end. But if he gets locked into what he was already doing defensively and just take that incrementally to another level, because his offense has much more room to blossom, I don't know what that means. All-defensive team player and an all-star? Is he an MVP? I don't know. That's a down-the-road conversation, but I think he can be an elite defender. Can he be an elite offensive player? For sure. He says he's only 20, and Giannis didn't really get it till he was about 23.
Mm-hmm.
What say you, gentlemen? Is Taylor Jenkins...
Why I thought the Brooke Lopez on steroids comments were setting the bar a little too low for Jaren. Jaren is absolutely a player who, with his skill set, is going to be capable of legit stardom as well, just like Ja Morant.
Okay. Kari, real quick.
I mean, Jaren MVP level though?
I didn't. Hey, that's what he said. That's what he said.
I don't know about all that. Come on now.
Hey,
I mean, Jaren obviously is going to be a very, very good player in the league, but I mean, you're talking about you're basically saying he's going to be the best player in the league, and this is Dow team, man.
I know. All right, have a good weekend, Kari. We'll talk to you next week.
Have a good one, Kari.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I was surprised too, but I didn't. It wasn't me that said it. We got to get out of here. Coming up next, it is our friends Greg and Eli. They are in the house. Sports 56 Middays with you. Big thanks to everybody for joining us and for helping us through all of these unique times that we are in. Everybody stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.
Step up your week.